What is going on, everybody? How's your guys' Saturday going? Mine's going pretty all right. First Saturday after a full week's worth of work, getting back into a regular schedule, everything. It does feel good. It feels relaxed. You know what? The biggest thing about it is like I'm way more stress free. Like I've been stressing for like months and it's just been like really weighing on me. So it's like even making videos, doing live streams, doing all like the stuff that I was kind of doing, let's say 2-3 months ago, that I was kind of doing a lot more of. I was just like doing shit to get by. Now I'm like, okay, cool. I can kind of relax, get onto a regular schedule, and just get it going and see what's going on, and try to set up a more regular schedule. Like Saturdays are going to be this. It's going to be Syfaxx. Like I'm going to try and make it a panel show. I invited people. Everybody's bailed on me so far. I mean, not even Rockefeller showed up. Oh my God. I texted him. I'm assuming he fell asleep because that fool has a weird schedule. But yeah, Saturdays will be for sidecast open panels. So also with the open panel thing, anybody in the chat that wants to jump on, I might even like if people don't want to use X, people don't use Discord, whatever, I might even just throw it into the chat, and people want to join, go for it. I still have some topics that I didn't get to last night or yesterday that I can easily go over, and I'll just keep it going and see if people show up, see what's going on. Just keep it going. You know, maybe an hour, 2 hours, give or take, like I kind of normally do. See, you know, I go with the vibe of the show and what the chat wants and what's going on. It's Saturday. I understand a lot of people are out doing stuff. A lot of people are you know, that's your main day to go do fun stuff. Go do fun stuff. Hey, if you got nothing else to do, thank you for stopping by, hang out. We're going to have a good time. We'll talk about some TV shows, talk about some movies, pop culture stuff. Like there's a bunch of crap going on with Trump and Putin right now. Like if people are into that, I'll bring up some of that. We'll bring up some videos. We'll do all that stuff. We'll get to it. We'll see. So I try to leave some of that stuff on like the back burner and just try to talk to the chat. Just try to have a good time. It's Saturday, man. Let's relax. Let's have a good time. And with that being said, there's only a few people here, but there's also already a couple comments. Let's go ahead and read some of these ones out. We got Andrew Wordna say, stomp that like button. Yes, stomp it, beat it, backhand it. You know, just don't get a domestic dispute against it. And if you do, file it under Syfaxx deserves it. And then, I mean, it'll get thrown out in court. They'll be like, that's true. They'll be like, Syfaxx does deserve it. He does need to be stomped on every now and then, but for good reasons, as in likes. Like, yay, hit the like button. There you go. Thank you, Andrew Werner, for stopping by. That's what's up. Like, share, and stuff. We got Rafa Balde on StreamYard size. It doesn't show anything. Let me check this. Okay, it's a salute. What's up, Rafa? I believe, dude, every time I read your name, I always think Portugal, and I'm pretty sure I'm right. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but I'm pretty sure it's Portugal that you're at. And he's in all sorts of chats. He was there yesterday. He's been in a bunch of the gaming streams. Obviously, I'm not a very good gamer. I'm terrible at gaming. That's why I even I name my streams specific, like the gaming streams, to warn people you're about to watch somebody be awful at this. Like I'm gonna be fucking terrible. I've gotten a lot better at Call of Duty, but playing it once every like 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, you're not going to get any better. Like I'm not going to get consistently better at something I randomly pick up once in a blue moon. It's not going to happen. But I mean, I'm not going to get consistently better. Like some of it sticks. It does help. And I even got a couple praises from some Rocks friends. So that was cool. That was fun. And so I was playing Rockefeller Plaza earlier for some Call of Duty Warzone. That was cool. Maybe I'll try and throw in some gaming streams in between some other streams. And yeah, the only reason I haven't been doing videos, it's too fucking hot up here. So when I'm doing this stuff, it's like I almost gotta like prepare a half an hour in advance. Make sure I got a cold drink. Luckily, since it's Saturday, I get to have a beer. Have a cold beer, relax, chill, hang out with you guys. If anybody in the chat wants to show up, like I said, I'll probably actually just drop the link into the chat if anybody just wants to click it. All I ask, just have a good mic. You don't have to show your face. You don't got to do any of that. No, even though, look, everybody wants to see your beautiful faces. You guys are great. Anybody that's here obviously is amazing. Duh, you're here, of course. But just have a decent mic, or like know how to mute. If your mic isn't all that good, just know how to mute in between. There's a button on the bottom when you join Streamlabs. It's pretty easy, or it's Control D, whatever. If anybody wants to join, hopefully somebody does. I prefer to have some banter back and forth. It's better. It's easier to have a dialogue that way, because the chat has a natural about 20 to 30-second delay. So even if, say, you're talking about something, like I could be like, man, what do you guys think about that? And then I would just sit there, and then I have to wait like 30 seconds till your name pops up. And it's like, well, I think this. And that's not a good way to have a good dialogue. I mean, I get to those. I'll get to your chats. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely will. So that was Rafa Balde, who did say Portugal. Correct. See, like that's where my mind goes. Like I feel like every time I've asked that or whatever, I was drinking too much, especially like the last few months. And I'm just like, I'm pretty sure it's that, but I don't want to get it wrong because he's an avid supporter. I appreciate the hell out of this guy. And Rafa, dude, like anytime you want, you're obviously, like I said to everybody else, like you're more than welcome. And you're here all the time, man. Just grab a mic, go for it. Just jump on sometime if you ever want to, of course. Let's keep going. We got Bootzilla says, hello, Syfaxx. What's up, Bootzilla? What's going on, brother? Hopefully your Saturday is going well. A film goer says, hell yeah. I'm assuming he was responding to me saying Saturdays and stuff like that. There's going to be the Sycast. I'll probably do him like mid-afternoon, kind of around this time. So this is 3:00 for me. It's going to be 6:00 East Coast. Obviously, if you're in, the other side of the pond or whatever, or in Portugal, your times are way different. But West Coast PST time, 3:00, probably around 3, maybe 4:00. This will be around the time that I do this stuff. That way we can do like an hour to 2 hours, and then people still have time to go out and do their nighttime activities. Because Saturdays, if you're not doing a daytime thing, you're probably getting ready for a nighttime thing. Like, hey, we're going out to the club, we're going out to a bar, we're doing XYZ, we're going to a concert, whatever. It's not like ruining anybody's day to like come and just hang out for a little bit. So there you go with that. Let's see here. We got DK Bones. Sup, Syfaxx. Like, share, and sub. Yes, go ahead and like, share, subscribe. Do all those things if you haven't already. I appreciate any and all of them. Hell, you know what? Even leave some comments. Even if it's just like, fuck you, Syfaxx, go for it. Just leave it on there, and I'll like it. I'll be like, I will like your hatred. It's all good. It's all good. Just any type of engagement helps any of the channels or whatever. My channel's slowly getting a little bit of traction. Like I think I'm at 252 now, so I'm halfway to 500. I'm more than halfway to 500. 248 more, and I can be monetized. And all of a sudden, I could be like, yeah, I'm making like $20 a month on YouTube. I'm killing it, man. But yes. So here we got Nestor Pineos. Let's see, what did Nestor Pineos throw out there? Oh, more salutes. Awesome. Thank you, Nestor. Nestor was also, I believe, in the chats earlier for the Call of Duty live stream, or the, my Noobtastic Warzone. It was brutal out there. It was really rough. Yeah. Portugal, correct. Yes. Espranios, Feliz Saturday. Yes, like Feliz Navidad. So happy Saturday. Yes. See, I'm bad with Spanish. I know a little bit. Very little. I know a little bit of Spanish. Just a little bit. Tiny bit of Spanish. I sent Rockefeller a freaking text message or whatever. I might call this guy in a minute because he was the one that was talking to me earlier. And I was like, hey, man, what time would be good? And he's like, dude, 3:00 your time. And I'm like, it's fucking 3:15. Where are you at? Where are you at, dude? We got A&D Studios saying, what's up, chat? What's up, AD Studios? Hey, man, thanks for checking it out. I think that's the first time I've seen you in the chat. What's going on, brother? Hopefully you are having a good Saturday, or sister. I don't know. A&D Studios could be female owned. Who knows? Or whatever. But thanks for checking it out. Yeah, we usually just do on Saturdays. It's usually a panel stream. Just talk about pop culture stuff, movies, TV shows, whatever's in the news for the last week or so. That's going to be what I'm mainly going to be going about for the foreseeable future as far as Saturdays go. And then, I mean, who knows? It could evolve from there. It could do other stuff. I mean, I could just randomly just drop stupid stuff like this because, like, if I'm doing it on Saturdays, but then I want to do Fridays as well, but then my Wednesdays do this, all of a sudden you start going into some Steiner math, and Steiner math sounds a little like this.
See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at sacrifice, you got a 33 1/3 chance of winning. But I got a 66 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning, if we used to go one-on-one, and then add 66 2/3%, I got 141 2/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie.
Guys, numbers don't lie. 144 2/3 chance that this could be a good stream. 144 2/3 chance. We're killing it, guys. We're going to be fucking knocking it out of the park. So that was A&D Studio says, what's up, chat? Look, I'm not going to lie. I am going to be randomly filling in time while I'm trying to text freaking Rockefeller because he's supposed to be here. But other than that, like I still have my own stuff regardless. It's all good. I can do it all on my own. It's okay. I'm a big boy. I can stream on my own. I swear. I just prefer to talk to people. It's a little bit more fun. Let's see here. We also got Rafa Balda said, man, tell me about it. It's hot everywhere. I'm out here with the fan blowing in my face. Dude, it's the only kind of AC I got up here. Like, I'm in a warehouse. There's a swamp cooler. The shit's loud as fuck. So I try not to run it, especially if I'm doing live streams, because I'll just sound like it'll be a mess. Like, nobody wants to hear that shit. For a little, like, just to like have more humidity blown at me, it's not even worth it. I'm looking into getting like a room AC thing that I can connect in here and run it properly. Now that I'm back at work, I can actually afford a proper one, and I'm actually working at a place that I can get them for relatively cheaper than other places. Still, it'll be something I'm hopefully getting here in the next couple months. Oddly enough, though, I'm going to be getting it probably during like the winter months, so it'll be good for like next year. So I'm going to get it all. I'm getting all the stuff that I want done at the wrong time to do the wrong things, to do the right things in the wrong order. By this time next year, I'm either going to be doing very, 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 very well or very, 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 very bad. We'll see. Right now, everything's going good, so I'm thankful for that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Orvaldo says, appreciate that, man. I'm assuming that's about invites. Yeah, dude, anytime you would like to join. Also, I'm gonna continue to say this to the chat. Like, it's the first thing in my topics, open panel. It's open panel. I'll be dropping the link here as soon as I'm done reading everybody's comments. I like taking my time, giving everybody their love, giving everybody some shout outs, talking to whoever's actually saying anything. I appreciate it. I try to read as much as I can. I know when there's more people on the panels and stuff, I don't address it as much, but I've always liked it. I've always liked it even when I'm a viewer on other people's channels. Like if my name gets called out, I'm just like, oh, cool. They actually saw what I said. I like that. I've always appreciated that. I like to think other people appreciate that too. It's like, hey man, I'm going out of my way to watch your thing. At least say hi, whatever. There you go. And like I said, I appreciate it. I hope other people do as well. Pinillo says, yeah, man, that COD was tough. Much respect. Yeah, I was getting my ass kicked. I was still getting some kills. I got a couple good kills. I just suck with that sniper, man. That sniper is not like I got reflexes like a moose nowadays, dude. the funniest part is like, I've probably told this story before, but it's like I used to play Counter-Strike professionally. Like I was sponsored by Bank of America when I was about 14 years old. And then like I would go from California to Arizona, Nevada, and playing all these little tournaments that were all sponsored and whatever. And I was pretty damn good. Like we played in like Cal P. We never got to Cal I and OGL. I think we got to OGL M when it came out before like everyone kind of, we all getting out of high school and it's like, we can't play video games anymore. And it's like, man, I should have stuck with it, dude. The amount of money that gamers make, I should have kept with that shit. That would have been a great idea. The amount of money that people are making. I was like, no, I'm going to go do construction. That's going to make me way more money. And it's like gamers are making like that. The tournament at the time, the big tournament was a Call of Duty tournament. And I believe it was 2003. It was LANFest 2003. And the big tournament prize for Call of Duty was $10,000 that was split between 5 people. Right. And so that's the big, that was the big ticket thing of that tournament. And it was like, that was a big deal back then. It was like, dude, $10,000, you know, you're 14 years old. You're sitting there hearing about that. And a friend of mine was actually on that Call of Duty team. And I was like, dude, I didn't even know you played Call of Duty. He was somebody I played baseball with. They won they won that money. It's split up, whatever, you know, after the team expenses or whatever, you get like $2,000. Still, it's like, that's fantastic. That's great. Nowadays, you're hearing like tournaments that are $1 million, $2 million. I'm like, dude, I should have just stuck with it. I should have just kept going. Just been like that guy in South Park, just vegging out and just have fucking insane aim and just like, yeah, I make $2 million a tournament, guys. Don't worry about it. Like that would have been nuts. AC Studio says, I've been here before under the name Joseph McCrae. Yes, I have seen Joseph McCrae before. There you go. So you just change your name. So if anybody remembers Joseph McCrae, he is now AD Studios. What's going on, Joseph? Now AD Studios. Did you change it because you're doing your own YouTube thing now? You're trying to make like your own channel? If so, let me know. I'll promote it. I'll go ahead and I'll throw it into my list. If you guys look at my description, I try to throw everybody's name onto there. If you have a channel and I don't have your name on there, let me know. I add it in the description. I don't know how much it helps. I don't know how many people actually read that stuff. I just do it out of like respect because I've seen other people do it. And I just think it's a nice way to show like, hey, look, I talked to all these people or I've talked to these people. Let me help promote it in any type of way. I just do it for that reason. And, you know, if it helps get somebody a subscriber or two, congratulations. It did its job. I think that's a good thing. Classic Big Papa Pump. He was definitely on something. Oh, dude, the funniest ones is the Macho Man Randy Savage. He's like, yeah, man, I went out to the stars, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, that cocaine hit way different back in the 80s and 90s. Miss Sparkle says, hey, handsome, what's going on, cutie? How you doing? Hey, everyone. That's quite a lot. Yeah. Can I join after I do my? Of course, you join whenever you want. Here, let me go ahead and shoot you the link while I'm reading the message, and that way you'll be able to join whenever you like. There you go. Bro, it's so hot outside you can even cook an egg on the sidewalk. Shaking my head. Dude, it's brutal out there. I remember I used to see videos of that in like Arizona and like Texas and stuff when those places were the hottest. But where I'm at in Chatsworth, California, right? I even took a screenshot of it on my phone because I think that might have been like 2 years ago. But you can look up what the weather is, and the weather in Chatsworth said 118 degrees. It was 118. And then in Death Valley, like even if you don't live in California, you still know what Death Valley is. It's supposed to be like one of the hottest places in America or whatever. It was hotter here in Chatsworth than it was in Death Valley. And I took a picture of it because I was like, this is fucking retarded. 118. That was like 2 years ago, but I had to take that picture because I was like, I don't think I'll ever see this again. That's crazy. It was fucking brutal. It's like you could fill up your own like one of those little kiddie pools or whatever, and that shit would probably start boiling. You know, it's like, oh my god, it's fucking insane. Desperino says, oh shit, for real, damn, fuck yeah, you should have. And then then make a gaming channel. Dude, if I would have kept up on it, yeah, like if I would have known what I know now, and I could tell my 14-year-old self when I was actually gaming, like I would get home from school and I would just jump on Counter-Strike like for basically till I went to bed, if not till like 2 a.m. And I did that for years, like years upon years, from like 11 to 15, 16 years old. And so I was like pretty damn good. So I'm still pretty decent with a mouse and keyboard, but since it's been years, like even when I tried to hook one up, it's more the movement is so different that I have to learn that part of it. My aim is still fine, but now you got to learn the rest of it. Putting it all together, it wouldn't take me all that long, but I just don't play enough to justify setting it up all the time. So yeah, there you go. Yes, I am trying to figure out what I should create. Hey, well, I mean, what are you passionate about? Are you into music, video games? Like, I mean, there's a plethora of topics that like really is designed for internet type of stuff, and depending on what kind of stuff you have to like, say, even if you're into woodworking, you know, people set up cameras to watch them do all their woodworking, and then they have like a friend of mine just bought those I want to say they're Ray-Bans or whatever. Like they're really nice glasses, but they have recorders on them. So it's like he could do first person with his glasses. And I was like, dude, get those, set up your phone, do a couple different angles, and then cut it together while you're doing some of your designs. And people love that shit because, I mean, for one, it's awesome. It's good work. It'll show you how to, it's like a tutorial on how to use certain tools and whatnot and how to do different designs, but also it shows that you are capable of doing that as well, and people respect that a lot, or like they give a lot more respect to stuff like that. And if it's something you're doing already, just record yourself doing what you're already doing, and then, you know, talk about it or talk over it once you're done with the video, and then go from there. There you go. Sergeant Garatina, what's up, Sergeant? Dude, hopefully you were having a great Saturday as well. I don't think I saw you yesterday. You're probably watching many of the other better and bigger channels. I understand. It's all good. But what's going on, man? Hopefully you are doing good, Sergeant. Let me convert that to Celsius. Oh, dude. I don't even want to know. Oh, nah, bro. Run. Just run. It's getting hotter because supposedly the sun is getting closer to the earth. It's, from my understanding, it's like the earth is like the way that it tilts every now and then or whatever, the way that it spins, it kind of like slightly shifts. So you get hit a little bit harder in different areas just by a little bit. But it does that consistently. It's like you could date that just in our lifetimes. Like my lifetime is only 36 years. I could go back 30 something years, and there's going to be a year that probably matches up with this one with just in 30 years. So this, like the global warming bullshit and all that stuff, it's like I've been hearing that since I was in kindergarten, and nothing's changed. It's just sometimes one year a certain month is as hot as the last month was, but then you get to the other month and now it's back to normal, and then the next year rolls around and you're back on track. It just does that. I don't know, like do people actually care? Is it enough to flip out over or whatever? It's like the only thing different would be like, oh well, I'm prepared for winter months, and all of a sudden, well, winter came 14 days late. Okay. And then next year it's like, well, now it came a week early. Okay. Eventually it evens out. Like it's not a big deal. Well, all right. So last night when I had Angel on, we talked about Nobody 2. I saw it. He did not. I thought the movie was very mediocre sequel. Very mediocre. It was, they did the whole, like, you have a decent movie that a lot of people liked, and that was probably going to be in your minds or the studio's minds a kind of whatever movie. It's like, yeah, screw it, let's go ahead and throw it out there. And then people really responded to it, and then of course what do? They overcorrect. They're just like, or they take all the wrong lessons, and they just like, oh, they like this and this, let's bump that to 11. Let's take that, bump it right up to 11. That'll make it better, right? Oh, let's take the villain, let's turn it into a female, make it really lame. We'll take a known actress who a lot of people like and make her so fucking bad. And not in like, oh my God, this person's awful. I mean, the acting was so fucking bad that you question their whole acting career. Other than more than likely it was just a paycheck, right? Sharon Stone was fucking awful in Nobody 2. It took me a second to realize who it was. I was like, dude, you look so familiar, but I was like, the acting is so bad. This has to be a rando. Like, this has to be just some whatever. I looked it up when I got home. Sharon Stone. You got to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. It's like worse than her acting is worse than a B grade movie. Like the movie, like Nobody, it's not like S tier. It's the first one is barely an A tier movie. It's good. It's better than it was probably supposed to be. And then they did the sequel, and that was, I mean, it's barely scraping the bottom of the barrel as a B movie. And then you get performances from like Sarah Stone or whatever, Sharon Stone, that are like C-list level. They're C-D list level. It was mind blowing how bad they were. There's plenty of entertaining parts. Don't get me wrong. It's a very turn your brain off movie. Just go with it type of deal. There's a lot of that going on. You'll probably enjoy it for the most part. If you're just like, hey, it's going to be a dumb action flick, think of it like that. Go into it like you would Godzilla vs. Kong. You know, it's like, this is going to be stupid, but it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be stupid, entertaining. That's what Nobody 2 is. It's stupid and entertaining. That's about it when it comes to that. The other thing I was talking about was also Weapons. Weapons has been doing really well. And the word of mouth is definitely carrying it a lot more. It's really bringing it out there, and because it's kind of an independent studio type of deal, like I would consider it almost like an indie movie, or like an indie, like a lot of horror movies are pretty much indie movies for the most part. Even if they're done by kind of a bigger studios, they just have a low budget. You can tell sometimes they just throw them together. Weapons is not like that. Weapons was done extremely well with a great cast, and everybody has their like A game on. They're killing it. Even Julia Garner, like you just saw her as Silver Surfer, which she wasn't actually bad as Silver Surfette or whatever. But there was a movie earlier in the year that was another horror movie that she was in called Wolfman, and she was extremely underwhelming in that. This movie, just fine. It was like, you can just tell it's either the actors or the script, or it's like the script, or maybe just the environment that they're around, the directors. So it's either directors, the script, whatever. Like you can just tell when somebody doesn't give a shit about a movie. Go and watch like Wolfman. You can tell she doesn't give a shit to be there. Go and watch Weapons, and you're like, you can tell these people like that script. They like to be there. They want to be there. I mean, I feel I watch enough movies where I can almost sometimes tell like the actors having a good time doing what they're doing. Like they're invested into what they're doing. And that shows on the screen for one, but it also shows to you as an audience. And you usually end up, or I do anyways, appreciating that movie a lot more, even if it like the movie could be kind of lackluster or whatever. Weapons is not. I think Weapons is very, very well done for the budget and what they were going for. I think it was just very well done. It's hard to like say that there are some bad things you could say about it if you sit around and start thinking about too much of the logical things and what's not explained. I think horror movies sometimes work out better that way. It's like you can figure it out on your own for the most part, but at the same time, you're still not going to get 100% of the answers. Now, if you want a movie that's like 100% of the answers, Weapons is not for you. Yeah, if you're like, I need everything laid out and I need to be able to map it all out and everything makes 100% sense, you're not going to like Weapons. You're going to be sitting there. You'll be frustrated. It's like, why? There's plenty of whys in that movie where you're just, why did that happen? Why does this? That's not the story they're telling. They're telling a condensed, like pinpointed story. This is what happened here. And even at the beginning of the movie says like, nobody knows why. There you go. That answers most people's complaints. Like, let's see here. We got Rob Baldy saying, after making the mistake of watching The War of the Worlds, I don't think anything can truly surprise me. Okay, yeah. So that's that Ice Cube movie, right? That's on Amazon Prime. I almost watched it. I almost watched it when it first came out because I watch a lot of I try to watch every movie as soon as it comes out if I have the access to it. In general, I'm always checking and stuff when I get home. Like, let's see what new thing drops. And that one came out, and something about it, just watching a little trailer for it, I was like, this looks fucking god awful. Like, I watched that G20 movie. I even did a review on the G20 movie with Viola Davis. That was not good, but it was, I would say it's at least watchable. Not a good movie. War of the Worlds seems like it's unwatchable. The way that people are talking about it, it sounds, I mean, that might be Ice Cube, but the movie sounds ludicrous. You know, it's fucking, it's terrible. It's just god awful. The clips that I've seen from it, the acting in it, it's like they tried to do one of those like 2020 2021 movies where everybody's kind of on their laptop, and there was a couple of them that actually kind of worked for that era because they had to revamp stuff because they couldn't actually all be in studio at the same time. They couldn't all be on the same location, all the COVID restrictions and shit like that. It seemed like they tried to do that, but 5 years later, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work at all. And the acting is just awful. And there's plenty of scenes, like I've seen the reflection of like Ice Cube's glasses on his screen. Like his screen is literally has nothing on it, but his glasses can show what he's looking at. So he's sitting there just reading a script behind his own screen. It's wild that they even put that out there. Like you might be able to condense it into like a minute and a half Amazon ad or something. Maybe get away with it that way. Are you going to see The Last Rite? You mean the Conjuring one? Is it Nestor? The Conjuring, The Last Rites? I've seen all the other Conjuring, so I'll probably watch that. The only thing I don't like about the Conjuring movies and the Conjuring universe is they're all jump scare movies. I think jump scare movies are pretty boring. They're all the same. It has that like silent buildup, and then all of a sudden they hit the speakers to like 13 and almost blow out their fucking speakers all of a sudden because a jump scare and somebody in scary makeup kind of like comes through a painting for a second. And it's like, yeah, that's not my kind of horror. Like jump scares, it'll get you, like it'll jerk you awake because you were falling asleep because of everything else. But other than that, I mean, I'm going to watch it because I've watched all the other ones. Of course, I got to finish it out at this point. Why not? It looks whatever. All of them have been that way though. Like you'll have like one or two scenes that you're like, that was a cool scene, that worked. There's some creativity, there's some creative scenes, but the movies as a whole kind of suck. Like they're all not very great. The acting's fine, like they're fine. That's the best way to put it. They're like mediocre, I don't know, maybe like baby steps into horror movies. Like go watch that. But it's like psychological things that really mess with you. Like even Weapons would be a good example of something that came out this year that was very well done. Yeah. All the movies are, hold on. Let me go ahead and go down the list here so I'm not skipping anybody. Listen, that thing was insultingly bad. I believe you. It's very rare that even other people's opinions on movies and whatever, either on X or on my comments, whatever, can dissuade me from trying to give something a shot. But that movie has done it. Like the amount of bad, like there's not one redeeming thing that anyone has ever said about it to where I was like, hey, look, that guy he makes a good point. Maybe I'll give it a shot. No, like I might watch it out of just morbid curiosity, but I'm gonna have to have a couple more beers through this stream, and maybe by the end of the stream, I'll be drunk enough to be like, you know what, guys, I'm gonna watch War of the Worlds because it sounds fantastic right now. That'll be about it. That'll be about it. It's one of those things that it really makes you wonder how it was even possible and who thought it was a good idea to release it. Dude, those movies happen every week, like because you if you go to the movies like I do, or you have a movie pass, I look at what's coming out. I always look at what the new bigger movie is of the week. Obviously this week would be Nobody 2. That's the big movie of this week, but there's still like 3 or 4 other movies that are released at the same time. Usually they only have like one theater open, and those are like indie movies and stuff. Sometimes there's some gems in there, but there's more times than not, it's those kind of movies where you're like, who the fuck approved this, and how did it make it to a theater? How is this not direct to freaking Tubi? Like, this is a direct to Tubi, and you're lucky if you didn't just, the only thing that was allowed to you was to just upload it onto YouTube itself. Like, just upload it to YouTube and be like, hopefully somebody gives us $10 for this piece of shit. Like, that's about it. That's about it. Nestor says yes. Oh yeah, so Nestor Panios said, isn't it based on a true story? So most of the stuff in the Conjuring universe, Annabelle and all that stuff, they're loosely based on true stories, true events. Obviously, they take massive liberties to them and whatever. But I think this one is going to be the most based on like the true events of the people who are trying to solve these things. Like, apparently it's like a real couple who went around doing this stuff, who just do paranormal crazy stuff, whatever, dealing with demonic forces. And this one probably is the most, I don't want to say accurate, because it's hard to be accurate on somebody's tales from 60, 70 years ago, but it's going to be the most accurate to what we've been told through their stories, if that makes sense. That's what it seems like. Ron E. Hey, what's going on? Ron E says, based on a true story only means they use their names. Yeah, that pretty much that's pretty much what that means. I mean, like, there was a movie that I really liked that one of the first things I remember even saying about it was the whole based on a true story thing, which was The Fourth Kind. That movie, it was like an alien abduction movie, and I was like, oh, that's cool, this is based on, but it's somebody's recount of their telling of their own thing. So a true story could just be some crazy motherfucker who is like, I was molested by just all of the aliens, just all of them though, except for Fred. Fred was weird, he didn't want to touch me. He's not in the movie because of that. Fuck Fred. But all the other aliens, they got all up in it. You know, and it's like, that's your true story? It's like, sure, making a movie. Send it down the block. Let's go. Fred, you're out. You know, like, that's what true story kind of usually comes down to. It's ridiculous. Like, unless it's on videotape and like audio, then it'll be like a dramatized version of a real story. That's pretty much it. That's where you're getting some of these newer true story kind of TV shows and movies nowadays. Like, what was that TV show that was on Netflix, Adolescence or whatever? It was that kid who killed somebody or supposedly killed somebody, did all this stuff. But because we're in such an era of digital media and stuff, like, there's so much video evidence of it that you can piece it together, but it's like, oh, did he really say that? Did they really say that? All that stuff is dramatized. But that's pretty much what those movies usually mean. You're never going to get like 100% accuracy. And then if so, why would you use actors? Why don't you just cut together the tapes and stuff that are out there, which they have done on certain other things. I can't think of one at the top of my head, but they exist. They're just probably boring as hell to listen to because it's not an actor being dramatic about it. It's like, no, that's just bone chilling, you know? Like that's why there's a true podcast or true true crime podcasts are like really big because they get like the police tapes and stuff like that, and they'll play snippets of it, and you just listen to how cold somebody is talking about like, oh yeah, I went in there and I just slit their throats, and it's like, that was your mother, dude. The hell are you talking about? It's like that shit is that's more brutal than whatever an actor could do, because that's real. Let's see here. Rob Balda says that sums it up at Ron E. Yes. So, okay, I went over nobody. I talked about weapons. Now, the other two things that I did not get to yesterday that I wanted to bring up, I took them off my screen yesterday. I should have just left them up because I knew I was going to be doing this. But one of the series that I'm watching right now that's about halfway through the series is Twisted Metal. So Twisted Metal. Oh my God, stop lagging. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. There we go. So Twisted Metal season 2 is out, and it's up to episode 7. Like their release schedule was like 3, 2, 2, and then 2. Now the next one's going to be 3, and then I think it ends with 2 more. But it'll all be done within this month. And so far, it's okay. Like if you watch the first season of it, I thought the first season was way better than it had any right to be. Like it was actually pretty well done. But they did the typical second season itis kind of thing that they've been doing with so many good shows. It's like, oh, people like this show. Let's find a way to tell the audience to go fuck themselves. Let's add in all the stuff that we've been trying to add into everything else. But when we start a TV show or a movie like this, it doesn't work. So let's start a TV show or a movie, in this case, a TV show, with some cool shit that people actually want to see. And then let's add in all the bullshit nobody wants in season 2, because now you watch season 1, you're going to want to watch season 2, right? So you start out with season 2 and you're like, oh, here it is. Here's the bullshit. It's like all the girl boss stuff like that kind of stuff is getting just thrown in there. It's like, luckily halfway through the season now, you're into the tournament. So it's kind of more spread out with more characters. So you get you get a little bit more perspective through different characters, but your main characters is the main guy, which is going to be, shit. Why am I forgetting his name now? Shit. I have it right here. Anthony Mackie. So Anthony Mackie is the main guy, and he's in the roadkill car. Like he ends up being the roadkill car. He was they call him like milkmen. So they're drivers in between the main cities. And like, that was kind of interesting. That was kind of cool. And now the tournament finally starts in season 2, which is cool. Calypso's introduced. The guy who plays Calypso, I always forget this guy's name anyways, but Anthony Kerrigan, that he's hilarious and everything. Like he's so awkward. For one, he's awkward looking, but his acting style is always kind of weird. So that it oddly kind of works for him as Calypso, even though Calypso is way more like in the video games. He's just like, he's demonic as shit. If you remember the video games at all, because he's basically like a walking monkey's paw. If you know what a monkey's paw is, or like a genie wish or whatever, to where whatever you wish for turns bad. Like a monkey paw kind of does the same thing, to where it'll be like, oh, this will grant you a wish, but whatever you said, it always twisted on you. That's what Calypso was. He was like a monkey paw in humanoid form as a wish granter. So in the TV show, he's I don't know, he's way more jovial. He tries to be funny, but I think his awkwardness maybe is the factor to that. The other problems with it is it focuses too much on like the individual characters instead of like the tournament. Like you want to see the cars shooting and fighting and doing all, like you want to see Twisted Metal. You want to see the game on the screen, more than you want to see the characters. Like you could give two shits about the characters. It's slightly interesting to a certain degree, but it's just there to be annoying drama that happens in between the car fights. They'll be like, oh, I can't drive or shoot correctly. It's like, none of that shit matters. None of you guys are actually hitting anything. You're just driving cars and bullets are shooting in random fucking directions. So it doesn't fully work all the time. Also, nobody gets hit, even though people are shooting like full on machine guns directly in front of them, and there's nothing but car to hit, and they're still missing. Stuff like that gets kind of annoying real quick. But season 2, I would say, is a disappointment. It's not great. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it out. I'm gonna finish this season. If it finishes strong, then I'll continue on to season 3. But there's only 2 more weeks of it anyway, so fuck it. I'm halfway there. Let's go ahead. Yeah. But yeah, not great. I would say I can recommend season 1. Season 1, good watch. Like you'll more than likely have a decent time with it. Season 2, I would say you might be able to grit through it if you really like season 1. See here, Ron E says, I haven't watched Twisted Metal yet, but heard good things about it. Yes, season 1, good. Season 1, good. Season 2, I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's just a downgrade. It's like season 1 was good. It's not great. It's good. This would be medium, or like what's the middle between bad and good? I would assume some type of medium, like just Taco Bell mild sauce or something. Like it's season 2 is very Taco Bell mild sauce. Like you'll be able to coat your taco with it or whatever, and it'll give you a little bit of extra flavor, but you're going to be like, man, I don't have the explosive diarrhea, and I'm also not fully satisfied. So I don't know which one you're somewhere in the middle. Like you're just going to be somewhere in the middle with that one. Then he says, bummer. Yes. It's so far, that'd be the best description of it. It's a bummer. Because the choices and everything, they just they're not earned. Like there's stuff that happens in the second season. It's just not earned enough. There's not enough build up to like the stuff that these characters are dealing with, like in their turmoil or whatever. It hasn't been earned. Like season 1 didn't do enough to do what they're actually dealing with in season 2. It's all happening in this season. So it doesn't actually build off of the first season, and they changed some characters around. Like it's wonky. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and finish it out. I don't have high hopes for it. I would say season 1 worth it. Season 2, you can skip it. So far, I would say you could skip it and you'd be like, okay, season 1 is cool. Problem is season 1 doesn't have the tournament. And what is Twisted Metal known for? It's it's a tournament game. You're just fighting to the end to get your wish. Season 2 does that. So season 1 was like, I don't know. It just doesn't work. Nestorino says, another flop led by Anthony Mackie. I would say that, except for I thought season 1 was really good. Like he's, you know what he is? He's a good TV actor. As far as this series goes, because now I just thought about it, I was like, what other TV show did I see him in? He was in Altered Carbon season 2, and that was shit. And I don't know if it was exactly his fault, but he didn't help it at all. Like Altered Carbon season 2 was bad, because Altered Carbon season 1 was fantastic. That thing was fucking great. Season 2, they had to cancel the damn thing because maybe it was because of him. I don't know. Like he's not a bad actor, but he's not a leading man. Like he can lead a TV show. Like that's the amount of charisma that this guy has. It's almost like Nathan Fillion. Like Nathan Fillion is really good on TV. I don't know if he could do like a full movie, but I like Nathan Fillion a lot more than I like Anthony Mackie. But some of these people are just they're more meant for TV. Like they're good there, and they're good in these snippets because there's so many characters to deal with. You're not seeing them for like a full hour and a half at a time, 2 hours. You're seeing them in snippets of like 3 to 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes, like, yeah, you're good for 3 to 5 minutes. Put them in a movie and it's like, dude, I'll just watch you for like an hour and a half. Like, you suck. You're fucking terrible, dude. Like, you get to really see people come. Like, that's probably why like Joe Rogan does like 3-hour interviews, right? Or 2 to 3 hour interviews. Hey man, if you can get somebody to be interesting for 2 to 3 hours, well shit, that person's probably actually interesting. If you can't even get them on for 45 minutes, like with all the people who bitched out on it, there's probably a reason for that. Just saying. So here we got Emily Kruger says, "Hail, what's up, Emily Kruger? How's your channel going? I like you. You still doing all the paintings and everything? I haven't checked for a minute. That or I have not seen any of the new ones. Also, this last week or two, I haven't really been checking much on YouTube. I've been obviously, I will keep saying this. I just started a new job, so my time has been all over the place and wonky and whatever. Once I get more settled in, I'll be kind of back at it, just at different times. It'll probably be later because before it's like I used to have a ton of extra time. I was just doing random side gigs and stuff. Now I got to, I don't know, use my time a little bit more wisely. And there you go. Let's see here. I just shared a new art video. Right on. I'm 2 subs away from 640. Hell, you got me beat by fucking over 400 subscribers. Just do some live streams. There you go. And get some people watching you. It's like I got 250 subscribers. There's at least, I mean, what do we got? We got 9 right now. Awesome. Thank you to all the 9 people watching. I don't know. People liked watching the live streams, and I'm just ranting and just talking about Twisted Metal and random movies and stuff that I saw. I have one other TV show that I was going to bring up. I mean, also, let me go ahead and bring this back up as well. If anybody wants to jump on, I'm down to keep going for as long as other people show up and we can have other stuff to talk about and I can bounce some other stuff off of. But as far as the subjects that I have one more to bring up. And then after that, I would be done. But if anybody wants to jump on, like, I will keep it going. Absolutely. Give me a second, actually. Let me go ahead and play. I'll play something to kill a little bit of time while I make a phone call. But this thing's pretty funny anyways. So give me a second. I'll be right back.
Breaking news, everything is bad. It's just as terrible as you imagined, and probably worse. With more, we go to Tom Lee Cruz. Tom Lee.
We're all in danger, Dan Lee.
Jesus Christ, what can we do?
Absolutely nothing.
It was good knowing you, Tom Lee.
I can't say the same.
That was unnecessary. We're just now getting in reports that all the children have exploded. They will be missed. Let's check in with Olivia Lee Rodrigo. Olivia Lee, where are you?
That's none of your business. You hear that? Cut the music. Do you hear that?
What do you hear?
That's the sound of us slowly dying. Can you hear it?
I can hear it. It's louder in my left ear.
Olivia Lee Rodrigo reporting
I
from
actually
where
have some
I
more
am.
questions for you. Okay, we're going to go to Kevin Lee Costner, who has more with politics.
No, I don't.
Let's send it over to our senior correspondent, Nick Lee Minaj.
Look at this chart. Let's bring it up.
What am I looking at here?
I don't know, but it doesn't look good.
That looks bad.
Yeah, it's probably bad.
Let's go to our eye in the sky, Timothy Chalamet. Timothy.
Man, I am so high up right now.
You are in a helicopter.
I didn't know that when I got in. I thought it was a weird car.
What do you see up there?
Everything. It's too much. We were never supposed to see this. I need to go back down.
You stay right there. We're going to go to commercial.
Have you recently lost a child because they exploded? Because that's crazy. How are we all not talking about this? I feel like that really got glossed over real quick. That's a huge thing. Call Tedley. 555 call Tedley. I want to talk about this. Call Tedley now.
And we're back. Let's check in with Morgan Lee Freeman with sports. Morgan Lee.
I just want to take this sports time to say that whatever you hear about me in the next 24 hours is completely false. People are going to say things and have documents and recordings to back up what they say, and it's just not real. You should believe me and not their solid evidence. Knicks take it by 2.
This is when champions are born. We're going now to Frankly Sinatra with the weather, Frankly.
It's everywhere.
We won't be hearing from him anymore. Coming up, a cat learns how to water ski and then drowns.
I'm sorry. I love that clip. I know some people are maybe tired of it. But it's a good way to I don't know, waste a little bit of time. I think Miss Sparkles might actually be joining me here in a little bit. She said she was gonna do. She said, "I'll be right back." What else did she say? Didn't she say something else? Can I join after I do my makeup? Well, yes, but that was like 20 minutes ago. I'll keep it going though. If she wants to join, then we can continue on the conversation as well. I do have another thing I wanted to bring up. Ronnie says they exploded. Damn, yes, all the children they exploded. It's fucking crazy. It's wild, right? Oh my god. So the other TV show I have been watching that I think has been excellent. It's a massive return to form. And if you were a fan of the first, let's say, 4 seasons of it, this would be a good one to start watching again and now, which would be Dexter Resurrection. Dexter Resurrection has been fucking awesome. I was pretty blown away by it. I mean, even on, oh my god, get the fuck off the screen. Even on IMDb here, it's at a 9.2, like overall for, I believe there's 6 episodes out. I think the 7th one actually dropped yesterday. So I haven't even watched the newest episode yet. I'll probably watch it after this stream. Every episode has been pretty damn solid. Like the dialogue is great. It brings back so much of what the, like, probably the first season and the 4th season really brought. Like I think it was 8 seasons in general for Dexter to begin with. The 1st and 4th seasons were probably the best, and the 5th season was really good too. I mean, all of it is really well done for the most part, but those were the real standouts. Those are massive standouts. This season so far has been insanely great. If you're a fan of Dexter at all, if you're a fan of Dexter, go check out Dexter Resurrection, because they have a stacked cast. Like, obviously, you got Michael C. Hall back. You got a writer. You got Peter Dinklage is in there. Who else was it? It was Uma Thurman. Angel's back for David Zayas, whatever. He was actually, like, he was probably one of the weaker characters. He's actually pretty decent. Like, he's better in this series than he was in the original series. As far, because maybe it's because he doesn't have all that much all that screen time. The side characters like Blessing Kamara, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Natar Gumo Mbabwe. I don't know. I said it and some of my furniture started to fucking float, so I can't say that name again, or I'm gonna have to say it backwards to make it stop fucking levitating. But whatever that name was, I think I need. Do I need holy water? What the fuck was that? That was crazy. But you got Peter Dinklage. There's just it's just a great cast, and then. Let's see here. Who else was it? Eric Stone Street. He's the guy from Modern Family, isn't it? He's okay. Like he hasn't been really fully fleshed out yet. But they do some very interesting things, like because he's in New York, so it's a different setting. So it's not Miami anymore. Now he's in New York, so it's a different setting. And it still works. It works for the vibe of the show, and like his kind of that inner mile or the inner monologue that he kind of goes into, and the way that he does quips in his own mind while he's responding to people, but then he responds differently in person. Stuff like that is kind of back, and it actually works and it makes sense. It's just it's a return to form. It's whoever's doing this season. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm on the IMDb page, I should be able to just go check out who the writers and stuff are. I hate how IMDb pulls that shit up. The creator is Clyde Phillips. Does it say who the writers are? So Clyde Phillips is doing it. Like, the directing is fine. It's great. So Clyde Phillips is doing a good job. Does it say who the writers are by any chance? No, it doesn't say who the writers are. But I mean, if any of the writers had anything to do with the first few seasons, it would make a lot of sense. That or they're just massive fans of the original show, and they took what they should have been doing and just made a whole season out of it. And I think they're doing very, very well with it. So if you're a Dexter fan at all, absolutely check out Resurrection, because it's good. I've been surprised by it. With that being said, there is, I know, another TV show coming out, I believe, next week. And some people have, let me go ahead and cancel this out, remove that. People have been talking about it, especially the person who made it, which is James fucking Gunn. James Gunn just can't keep to himself at all. That guy is just very full of himself. Yeah, my brother loves the show Dexter. Well, if he loves Dexter, tell him about Dexter Resurrection. There is a show in between that. You don't really need to watch it because it's not all that great, and the way that it ends will make you disappointed. But because they ended Dexter twice now, because they ended the original series, and a lot of people didn't like that ending. Then they brought it back with, I believe it's called Bloodlines or Blood something. And then they ended that one very badly to where people were like, hey, this sucks. And now they got Resurrection. Resurrection is fucking fantastic, though. So it's like, okay, we had to go through season 8, which sucked. Then you had to go through a whole nother season of a new show that they tried to reboot it, which wasn't good. And people were just like, this is crap, that's crap. And people were like, wait, but people still like the character. Can we fix it? And I think they managed to fix it in the least offensive way possible. It's still kind of wonky. Like if you really sit there and just be like, wait a minute, this is kind of dumb. This is stupid. You could sit there and make that argument, and I couldn't refute it because you'd be right. It's like, yeah, that's kind of dumb, but it's an easy way for writers just to be like, fuck it, that didn't happen type of deal. And I think a lot of writers need to just start doing that and just being like, because I think the audience will accept it. With Dexter Resurrection is a great example of it. People just accept it. They're like, I still like this character enough that stupid shit, I can just ignore it and I can move on as long as I get my character back that I like, and I like him doing what he was known for. And now we're back in action. You can just kind of memory hole that crap. And there's a way to do it. And even if it's, as long as it's not too janky, I think they did it in a slightly okay way. It works. It works. It's not the cleanest, but at the same time, it's better than what you've gotten in other stuff when they try to redo something. Because a lot of times when they try to redo something, they actually make it worse. This, they were like, okay, everybody hated this. Let's get rid of it. How do we get rid of it? Let's just write a couple lines of dialogue and let's move on and forget about it. And they did that. They absolutely did that in the first episode of Resurrection. And you're like, okay, cool. That's it. That's all we get. That's I don't need more than that. And we're moving on to something better. Let's move on to something better. Let's forget about that. Cool. And I think a lot of shows out there in general should, I don't know, take notice. Just take notes. Just realize that's a possibility and people will actually accept it. Resurrection does a very good job of that, to where, I mean, it's literally just a couple lines in the first episode that kind of wraps up all the bullshit that you don't like. And it's just like, man, throw it away. And now I'm 6 episodes in. There's a whole new episode that I missed from yesterday. And as soon as I'm done with this, it's probably going to be the first thing I do is I'm going to go ahead and watch that. So yeah, they did a good job with that. And I'm liking where this season is going. If this season ends terribly, though, don't get me wrong, I'll be up here on my fucking soapbox and I'll be yelling about it. I'll be like, motherfucker, you had a season of 9s. Every episode is a 9, maybe just shy of a 9. and all of a sudden like the last episode might be like a fucking 6 or a 7, that will piss me off because I'm like, you guys, you brought it back. So, but I have faith in them. Like there's 6 episodes that I've seen. I don't know what the 7th episode is. I didn't check it out. I don't want any spoilers on it, so I haven't been reading into it. I want to watch it. I actually kind of forgot it was out because I've been saying that I have a new schedule, so I haven't been on top of everything as much as I like to be. I will get back onto that eventually. But yes, Dexter Resurrection, go check it out if you're a Dexter fan at all. I know some people used to be, and season 8 soured that. It didn't sour it as hard as like Game of Thrones season 8 did. Dexter's, it didn't end anywhere as bad as season 8 of Game of Thrones, but it still didn't end great. Like it's not a good ending. Then Bloodlines or whatever it was called came out, or New Blood. I think it was called New Blood. Also didn't end good. So you got like 2 bad endings, and it's like, holy crap. So Resurrection, there's people who are just, I'm done with Dexter. It's done me dirty twice. Give Resurrection a shot. It's good. Let's see here. Hey, Syfaxx, you gonna see King of the Hill? I used to have Hulu, and the person who I had a Hulu account from doesn't live here anymore, so I don't have access to it. But I can watch it like I watched Dexter. I've been hearing kind of mixed things on it, but for the most part, people say it's pretty good, except for the voice actor of what's his name? Khan, or what was the Asian dude's name? Is it Khan or Kang or Kane? Khan? I think it's Khan. And they like got an Asian dude who actually sounds more white for some reason. Other than that, that's the only complaint I've heard. But I've heard the show itself is pretty good, and I'll check it out. I used to love King of the Hill. King of the Hill was great. I could only imagine. I hope it's still good. We'll see. But there's another show that's out right now that friend of mine was hitting me up about. Oh shit! I just had another friend hit me up. Shit. So my buddy Alex, you've seen him in chat. He was talking about, he just saw the new Alien show. I have not watched the new Alien show. Has anybody in the chat seen the new Aliens, like Alien Earth? I think it's called Alien Earth. I've been hearing very mixed things about that, mainly more towards the negative, but I don't know. Let's see. This is what he said about it. He's like, my 2 cents is he can't get into the cast if they had more older actors, more distinguished, etc. The gravity would be more serious. I don't know why horror always has young actors. Original Alien movies had older actors, more established, so the situation feels more serious. That's what he says about it. I have not seen it yet, but I haven't been hearing enough good things to where I'm like jumping out of my seat to go see it. Like just talking about Dexter Resurrection, I was like, oh shit. Like when am I ending this? I'm gonna go ahead and go watch that as soon as I'm done with this. Like I'm keeping this going for a minute because I think Miss Sparkles might jump on, and then we'll keep it going for a little bit while she comes on, and we can shoot the shit for a bit. But if she doesn't get back to me within the next, I don't know, 5 or so, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, then I'll be ending it here in a little bit. I went through the subjects that I had left over from yesterday, and the people that I tried to hit up today that said they would be here aren't even responding to my calls or text messages. I don't know. Apparently nobody wants to hang out with Syfaxx. I love all the people in the chat, but you do know you're welcome onto the panel. You can come talk to me. I don't bite. I mean, I might make fun of your lisp if you have one, but I got one too. It's all good. And it's not just because of the drinking. It's because I'm retarded. It's because I'm retarded, guys. And it's hard to say, but thanks for watching. Let's see here. What's going on in the chat? True Blood was good too. Yes. So back when True Blood was coming out, the girl I was dating at the time really wanted to watch it and everything. I wasn't all that big of a fan. I wasn't all it wasn't something like I wasn't into watching TV shows as much as I am now, or like even the ones that I did, it was more like this is the only thing I'm watching. True Blood ended up being pretty fucking awesome. Like there was some even like the lovey-dovey bullshit going on. It was ridiculous. It was like over the top. But it's like when vampires would die, they would just fucking explode. And then who doesn't like seeing naked women? Come on. Naked women are great. Keep it going. Keep it going. But some of it would be lame. I kind of like the idea of like using unknown folklore and different kind of I don't know, mystical creatures and stuff to further your story within a certain realm. Like they kept adding different stuff. That was kind of cool. I mean, that's one of the main reasons that I originally liked stuff like Supernatural, right? Supernatural had like that monster of the week kind of idea, but it was like a different creature from different lore. Or just, so it started out as simple stuff. It'd be like, oh, here's a ghost, here's a werewolf, here's a vampire. But then they'd get into like the deep lore, and be like, oh, this is a djinn, this is a wendigo, this is, and it's like they start going into crazy stuff. And you're like, oh, this is cool. I like stuff like that when they kind of go out of the norm and they start go into these deep dives. That stuff is really interesting to me. I wish they would do that with more cultures other than, obviously here in America, we're going to get mainly Americanized stuff that we kind of relatively know. When they start expanding into other cultures, I like that as well. But I mean, I think even DA and anybody who's talked about this stuff in general, it's like, I want to see other cultures, I don't know, superstitions and stuff like that. That's why I like that, like South Korea or like Korean movies and TV shows, when they do their ghost stories and stuff, it's like, it's done way the hell better. For one, because they actually fully believe, like a lot of them really believe in that shit. Whether you do or don't, all good. But when you do, you can definitely put that kind of emphasis into it and really show it out there. And South Koreans and stuff, or just Korea in general, seems to knock that shit out of the park. And it's like, holy crap. Like, yeah, that makes it sound way scarier. It's way crazier. But yeah, so I would wish they'd do that with other stuff. I think one of the big ones that even I think a lot, not just me or DA or whatever, I think a lot of streamers say this all the time. Give us some African lore. Give us some. There has to be some crazy stories out there that just Americans in general or just the world isn't aware of. There has to be some gnarly shit out there that they talk about. And bring that to us. Bring it in movie form, TV form, some type of form to where it'd be like, like Baba Yaga, right? From obviously John Wick. Like Baba Yaga was like a like a gypsy kind of thing or whatever, like that term boogeyman or whatever. Like now everybody in the world knows that because somebody made a movie that just named that. But the boogeyman is also called the Baba Yaga now forever. Do that with some of your stories from random places that people aren't really familiar with. Bring that to the world and watch how much it blows up. Watch how crazy it would blow up. And it would be super interesting. And I mean, in theory, you can kind of do whatever the hell you want with it because nobody actually fucking knows about it. You could be like, yeah, this guy shoots fucking lava out of his eyes. And you're like, yeah, that sucks. It's going to burn down everything. You're like, oh God, it would be brutal. True Blood. Yes. Oh yeah. Khan from King of the Hill. Yeah. Yeah. I'm still, I'll give it a shot. I will definitely try to watch King of the Hill. I can't say this weekend because within a few hours, I'm going to be chilling for the next couple of hours, but I got to get up pretty early and drive out to where I need to train for a couple days. I'm going to be gone Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'll be back Tuesday night, and I'll probably just go right to sleep. But, yeah. I might go hang out with T, though. That'll be cool. Not yet. Emily Kruber did. If I get on him, just starting shit. Shunki. You mean Snooky? Snooky. Didn't they get married in real life? Actually, I don't. Did they? Anna Paquin and what the fuck was his name? I can't remember his name. I remember Anna Paquin. I mainly remember her originally from X-Men because she was Rogue, and then she went on to do that. And then so you get to see Rogue, and then you get to see Rogue's titties in True Blood. There you go. Well, there's Eyes of Wakanda. Okay, so that's another one I haven't watched, and usually I kind of watch everything that's through that service. What was it, Disney Plus or whatever? Not because I want to, because it'll usually get brought up in conversation, and I want to be knowledgeable about what the fuck I'm talking about, especially if I'm on panels and whatever. But that one I couldn't bring myself to talk. Like, I couldn't bring myself to watch it, even though it's only 4 episodes. But from what I've heard, it's literally like the video game that came out, to where they just want to go and reclaim their artifacts, like they want to steal from museums, but even though it's their stuff, it's not technically stealing. Isn't there a video game that actually does that? That just came out recently that kind of does that, and it's basically that, but in shitty cartoon form. That's all I've heard about it. And if so, yeah, that's not exactly appealing. I'm not lining up at the doors to be like, let's go watch these people reclaim their heritage by stealing shit. And it's like, the main thing I heard is how we've seen the Wakandans act in the MCU. Like, they're selfish, they're only for themselves or whatever. Like, they don't care about the outside world, but they have like the best stuff out there, and they could literally help the world, but they don't want to. So instead of doing that, they rather go claim the couple little pieces that might help the rest of the world advance. That yeah, that sounds about right. Let's go all be for ourselves, which, I mean, that's not the worst thing, but the way that people try to glorify that shit, like, have you seen those people on like not on like X who like literally believe Wakanda's a place? I'll be like, oh, if you don't believe black people have culture, have you not seen Wakanda? Oh my god. And it's like, there's people that believe that. They believe that's a real place, and that's a thing that like black people created. They're like, look how great they did. It's like, that's fiction. It's the biggest fiction. It's like it's all of the fiction. Jesus Christ. It's fucking wild. Well, shit. I guess nobody wants to hit me back up. Nobody wants to return my calls or anything. So with that being said, I went over the topics that I had laid out. Also, it's going to be about 4:30 my time, about 5 minutes away to 4:30. And well, if you're on my time, shit, if you're on East Coast, it'll be coming up on 7 o'clock. You'll probably be getting ready to go out, go do your stuff. Go grab some food, maybe go to the clubs, whatever you're going to do, go hit a concert, whatever you're doing. I figure this would be a good time to go ahead and just end it all. By that, I mean, end the stream. We'll be ending the stream here in just a minute. You can catch me obviously here at Syfaxx. Any of the people in the chat, if they have stuff they want to promote, go for it. Or hey, for future reference too, if anybody in the chat, if you guys are starting stuff, like he's probably not here anymore, but Andy Studios, Joseph McRae was like, he's starting something up. He can't figure out what he's going to do. Once you do figure something out, let me know, man, and I'll go ahead and promote your channel out there. I'll go ahead and throw it into my list of stuff. Also, just let me know. I will also have any of the mods on regular days when people are actually here. I don't know, maybe, I'm hoping everybody's busy in a good way. Like, be be busy in a good way. Like, you know, instead of just being like, fuck Syfaxx, like that would suck. But I'm assuming most people are just doing, it's Saturday. It's your main day off. It's your main thing to go, main day to go off and do whatever you're going to do. Go handle it. Awesome. If you guys have channels you want to promote, hit me up. I'll go ahead and promote them. Let's go ahead and get people out there. Let's get them promoted. Let's get it going. Also, go ahead and hit the like, hit the subscribe, share it out there, all the good stuff. And I will be catching you guys on the next one. And thank you guys for watching even this far. Because I'm not going to lie, I was probably rambling for the last like 20 minutes. I was just maybe hoping somebody would swing by. It's all good, though. We will get to stuff more likely next week. Take care, Rafa Balda. Hey, man, have a good one, dude. Always great to see you. And yes, so next week, I'll more likely it'll be Friday, Saturday stream again. I might do a video tonight before I go for my training tomorrow because I'm going to be gone for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And then in a couple weeks, I'll get back onto a regular schedule. And then I'll try and set something up to where it's all relatively set in stone, you know, give or take an hour or two here or there. It was good. Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron E. Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you had a good time. 13 King style. I'm here. You're here right as I'm ending, brother. But thanks for showing up, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it, and then you want to jump on? Do people want to chill for a little bit? I still got a couple more beers I can pour up. I'm down to keep going. You guys want to? Do people want to hang out? I'll keep it going. I'll keep it going. I just need to refill my beer, and then I'll send a 13 King style link. Esther Pineo says, "Yeah, bro. All right, you know what? You know what? To be fair, as long as it's more than just me watching, then I'm good. I'm good. Let me go ahead and send 13 King style link. We'll keep it going. We will keep it going. Rafa Balde's down. Ronnie's down. Okay, look, look. All I needed is one. I just needed one. There you go. Let me go ahead and pull up Discord. Get that loaded up. I'll send 13 King style link. I'll grab another beer. I'll use the bathroom real quick. And then, yeah, shit, I already used my 2-minute clip. I need another stupid 2-minute clip that's kind of funny. You know what? I'll get a 13 King style on here. I'll make him entertain you guys for like 2 minutes. Let's see how you like it. See how you like it, 13 King style. Make you the main event. Hold on, dude. Every time I open Discord, because it takes like I open it like once a week, it always has like fucking updates. This thing updates like every goddamn day. Whoa. Let's see here. It's still loading. Discord hates me. Discord, why do you do me so dirty? No, Discord, no. Discord's brutal, guys. I don't like it. But hey, check it out. Like I was saying earlier, well, how I started the stream, how I've been saying throughout the stream. If you ever want to jump on, I'm easy to find on X at Gallows the Media. It's in the descriptions and whatever. If you don't know how that's spelled out, whatever, it's all good. Also, I'm down to send you messages on Discord as well. If you want to jump on, obviously, like 13 King style prefers Discord. I will send him a message through Discord. And yeah, but any and everybody is welcome on here. You don't need a camera, just a mic. Make sure you got a mic. And if your mic is not great, just make sure to mute when you're not talking. That's it. That's all I ask. That's it. I think it's pretty simple. I don't think that's much to ask of anybody. I mean, obviously, I guess be respectful. I mean, you can curse and do whatever, but I mean, don't sit there and drop like 13 N-bombs when you drop on. I would appreciate not doing that. That'd be cool. That'd be appreciated. Let's see here. Where's 13 King Style? Bam. All right. There we go. Let's see here. King Style. Bam. There you go, man. I sent you the link, King Style. Let me know when you're on. And then I'll make you take over the cast for all of like 2 minutes while I grab a beer and use the restroom. And then we'll start round 2. We'll see what's up. We'll see what you want to talk about. And then maybe other people will join. Maybe people will gather some courage and jump onto the live stream. Let's go. Come on. It took me a minute to do it too. I understand it's different. It's a different setting. Some people don't like to talk publicly. I don't like to either, if I'm being honest, but sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and just go for it, man. It ends up being a lot of fun. You just end up having good conversation. You meet a lot of cool people, especially if you're going to do your own channels and stuff. It's a good way to get used to it before you start doing your own videos. It's a good way to do, maybe not public speaking. I guess this is public speaking in a way. Technically, you'd be talking to hundreds of people, thousands of people, if they ever showed up. I think the biggest stream I ever had was like 60 people, which is crazy because New Blackstreak raided me. Those bastards giving me all that love. How am I supposed to reciprocate all that? I don't know. What is happening? Regardless, it's a lot of fun. So if you guys ever considered jumping onto a stream or considered wanting to talk about your opinions instead of just typing them out, or maybe even just keeping them to yourself, jump onto a stream. I'm giving that opportunity. Some people don't do that. It'd be a good way to get your name out there, do whatever. I don't know, like even as much as I'm not on all the bigger streams and whatever, but oddly enough, a lot of people kind of do know who the hell I am, whether I'm on their streams or not. They're like, oh, Syfaxx, that guy sucks. Hey, you still know me though, right? Like, so sometimes that happens, but I'd like to think I do a relatively decent job for a smaller streamer and whatever. Sometimes I got to boost up the old ego when it's on E for a while. Well, let's see here. We do have a guest and
Cock!
Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, yo, how you doing?
What's going on, Kingstar? How you been?
I'm good, man. I've been busy. I thought you were going to be on a little bit longer. And I'm like, oh, shit, he's about to end the stream.
I thought, to be fair, when I was talking to Rockefeller earlier, he was like, I even asked him, I was like, hey, man, what time would work for you? He's like, dude, 3 o'clock your time works. I think he literally passed out. I think he just went to sleep. And it was just like, he kind of forgot because I called him, I texted him, and I was like, you motherfucker. Like, I was like, I'll go solo. I don't mind going solo. I've done it before. I've literally done 12-hour streams kind of solo, but then I've invited people on throughout it, which helps.
Hey, man.
But
if you give me a call, I'll pick it up. I'd be like Batman with the bat signal.
Hey, man, whatever works, dude. Like, I don't mind doing solo streams. I just like bouncing ideas off of people. No, also, like, it helps having a dialogue, and it makes it easier to, like, I was even saying to the chat earlier, because chat is always on like a delay. So even if I were to be like, let me just click a name here. So Ron E, right? So if he just said go for it, and I was like, go for what? And then I would have to sit here and wait for like 30 seconds till he was like, go for the gold, or whatever the fuck he was going to say. It doesn't matter. But it's like, I would have to wait 30 seconds. So it's like, there's no instant dialogue there. It's like, there's too much of a delay to have something quick and whatever. I prefer this. And that's why I offer open panel stuff. So if you have a mic, get on here and talk about it. Let's do it.
Yeah, not only that, but unless you're like a certain YouTube channel like DA's or like certain channels that do sometimes do solo, like a guy who does pro wrestling stuff named Solid Monster Sounds Off. He has a huge following to a degree, not huge, but basically like a cult like following where there's more than hundreds of people. He can read the chats and super chats, and he could do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I try to do that. I would like to do that. That'd be great.
But that doesn't always work if you don't have like a huge enough, because then it's like it can end up in the dead air territory a little bit.
You end up with a lot of dead air. Like, I still have a lot of stuff I would like to ramble on about, but it's like there's a lot of the stuff I'd like to ramble on about is stuff I would want to bounce off of people, right? So it's like, yeah, I could say that, right, but now I'm bouncing it off the chat, and if the chat isn't responding, then I'm like, well, shit, I'm just talking to myself. Which, don't get me wrong, I think most streamers start out kind of talking to yourself, like, you start your stream and you're following yourself on your own phone. You're like, I have one viewer, and it's you. Like, you're the only one there.
Yeah,
I think just about everyone starts out roughly like that.
Hey,
luckily, I have a few people that are like around, and that helps a lot. Like, it makes you feel a little bit better.
Well, here's the thing, and then there's other people that just legit they just buy views or bot views, and look that like, oh, I got 1,000 subscribers, or I have 100, or it's real.
Yeah, you got 100 viewers or whatever.
Channels.
I had, so when I was mentioning it earlier, like the most people that were actually watching that were actually here was because I got raided by New Blackstreet, which is Kada, and I'm friends with Kada. Like, I know him in person and whatever. Like, we've met and we hung out in Vegas, and he's a great guy, whatever. But his channel rated mine, and I had like 60 people. I've had more than that watching, and it was clearly bots. It was like all bots. I have no idea where the fuck they came from. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning on my time. And all of a sudden I had like 80, 90, 100 and something watching. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But then I would sit there and I would talk like I normally talk. And I would ask a question and be like, hey man, so where's everybody from? What's going on? Nobody was responding. Nobody was reacting, nothing. And I was like, oh, these are all fucking bots. They all just showed up for and it only happened one time. And I've seen it happen to other people's channels, especially on smaller channels. All of a sudden, they'll go from like I normally get about where I'm at right now, about 7 to maybe 15, if on a good day, 20 to 25, right? Mm-hmm. If all of a sudden that shit shot to 150, I'd be like, what the fuck is happening? And then nobody's responding other than those 15 to 20 people that are normally here, who are still talking in chat. Nobody else is responding. I'm like, those are all bots. This is stupid.
Yeah, and certain places, like in social media websites or like Discord, would you even consider Discord as a social media? I do. I know some people.
I think a lot of people use it as one. I never got into it. The main reason, and I've mentioned this before, is because when I started using Discord was when I started doing the YouTube stuff. But when I didn't know how to like alter stuff, it would take over my mic and camera. So if I open up Discord, it would take my mic and camera because Discord uses that as well. And so I would try to stream and it'd be like, it's being used by another program. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And it took me a while to figure out it's Discord. Discord is taking that shit over. It takes priority. It depends on what you open first. And so that made me distant towards Discord. I mean, I can get a hold of people like you, and there's other people that only use Discord that I talk to through Discord. So I don't open it all that much. Literally every time I open it, it makes me update it. That's how often I don't use it. And it updates, I don't know, probably only once a week. So I probably barely use it once a week. But yeah. Hey man, yeah, if you have something you want to talk about, I need about 2 minutes. I'm gonna grab another beer and use the restroom, then I'll bring up some stuff, man. Go for it. Like, all right. You got some new games or a movie you saw? Go ahead and just talk to the chat. I'll be right back.
All righty. How y'all doing? Such a Saturday evening here. Just enjoying the Great / not so great heat. Depending on what place in the United States you're in. It could be great or it could be terrible. But just be thankful you're alive, right? It's better to feel something than nothing at all, right? You know, Fantastic Four and Superman should have worked together and say, hey, let's do this friendly rivalry and basically collab in an unofficial way, so that way both movies could have had more of a chance. Instead, they barely made anything. So you could have had Super Fantastic as a thing, and unfortunately, we did not get that. James Gunn can't even market his movie right, and Disney is oversaturated with too many superhero movies in the same year. You had literally Captain America 4 or Captain Falcon. And then you had the Thunderbolts. And then you had Fantastic Four. It's too many superhero movies for one studio to have in 1 year. And Superman, well, he was just a wimp in his own movie to some degree.
All right, I am back. Oh my god, man!
Oh, DA was in the chat.
Why so low energy there, King? Come on, man! Like, it's like, oh yeah, Superman, Fantastic Four. Come on, man!
I'm kind of. This is the funeral, dude. This is like they
true.
Fucked up.
It is kind of a funeral towards that stuff. Hold on. DA is here for a second. It says, "Hell, Rafa, yeah, gun needs to slow all the way down." Absolutely. He also says, I'm dipping out. Got family over. Just came to say what's up. Y'all be easy. Dude, Derek, man, have a good one with you and your family, you and yours. Hey, I'm going to be out in Carson tomorrow for Sunday, Monday, and I'll leave Tuesday. Well, I got work on Tuesday out there training, but then I'll be leaving after work. But if you're down to either hang out on Sunday or Monday, dude, let me know, man. And dude, we'll grab some food or a drink or some shit, whatever. Let's shoot the shit and kick it, dude. Oh, I mean, obviously I know Sunday you got your DA's office. I'm just gonna have to go to bed early because the training is like 2 hours earlier than my normal shift, so that's a little different. But I will be out there. Maybe I can. I already hit up T. Maybe I'll go by T's house and. If he's down to have me over again for like an hour, I'll be able to jump on. But the hotel has shit fucking internet. I'm going to the same hotel.
You could do a cameo. You could do a cameo.
Well, I did that. I did that at it'd be the same thing. Like, it was funny when I hit up T. I was like, I was like, I don't know how big Carson is, which is the area they live in. I was like, I don't know how big it is. And I told him where I'm at. And he's like, dude, you're like a mile away. And I looked it up. It was like less than 3-minute drive. And I was like, oh shit, you're like literally around the corner. And so I went on. That's how I ended up at T's house last week for like an hour. But I had to get up early, and I didn't know I was going to do 2 weeks of training. I was only told one. And now because I'm training for a different position on top of stuff, like they were like, oh, you got to come back out to the main hub. The main hub apparently is out there in Carson. Whatever. I'm going to be out there again. And yeah, I'll be hanging out, and we'll see. I don't know, do you want us to hang out? Cool. I know he has his own thing going on. If he's like, hey man, I'm busy. I got some strange over. I don't need a strange white guy. Like, like all right. I understand, man. I understand. It's all good.
Three's a crowd, right?
Yeah. Like he doesn't need me there, but but yeah, if all that works out, I don't know, maybe I'll be able to see DA, maybe hang out with T a little bit, whatever. I'll try to join for DA's office after this weekend, or this week. Monday and Tuesday is my last training for, like, so the first week was forklift training, which I already have like 7 years in. So like the guy was like, dude, you already know all this. He was like, usually it takes 6 hours. He knocked it out in 30 minutes for me. And I was like, okay, cool. He just had to go over all the basics. And then the driving. And I'm like, I already have like 7 years of driving on top of that too, because I work for FedEx. So I'm not worried about any of that. Like all the things that they're training me for, it's all just company standard bullshit.
Well, they don't want to get a lawsuit if they think that you're lying to them. I'm not saying that you would do that.
Oh, no, absolutely, of course.
To them to save their own ass, they're like, well, this guy claimed that he could do this, but he's not telling the truth, and he caused an accident or he hurt himself.
Well, yeah, like with the forklift stuff, is like all the questions he had for me. It's like, not only did I have the answers, I had more solutions than he did. And he was like, oh yeah, that works. And I'm like, yeah, I've been dealing with this shit for the last job I had was like 5 years that I had to be the main forklift operator in a way more tight knit, like a more tight packed warehouse or whatever. And I don't know, when you have to deal with that for so many years, you get pretty fucking good at some stuff that you maybe, I don't want to say you shouldn't be doing, but it's like, if you have to, you can. And I was like, well, not only did I have to, but I definitely can. So it's not a big deal. Now you're giving me more space and a better machine. Of course, like I'm going to fucking knock this shit out of the park. Like it's no fucking problem. Of course. So, DA says, I'm dipping out, got family over. Hey man. So I know DA just recently became a grandfather. Congratulations to DA. That's fucking awesome. And he said, man, y'all easy. We will, man. We'll be chilling it. We'll be kicking it. Now that I got a guest, I got somebody to riff off of, and we'll keep it going. I know Miss Sparkles did mention she was putting on makeup. I don't know if it takes her an hour now, because like, I mean, to be fair, I guess she did break one of her arms. So
yeah,
maybe that doesn't help.
It's going to take a while. It's going to be slower.
Yeah. That, or maybe she forgot, or she has other things to do, like whatever. But
or a friend,
if she does show up, then we'll keep going from there as well. If anybody else from the chat wants to jump on, like I said, it's open panel, open season. You know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and copy the link. I'm going to go ahead and post it out there into the chat. Anybody that wants to join on, all I ask is just make sure your mic, you don't even have to have a good mic. Just if your mic is not good, make sure to mute when you're not talking. That's it. I think that's simple. You don't got to show your face, none of that. I think that's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I mean, even King here he doesn't have a camera on. His mic is fine.
Unfortunately I don't have a cam. So
there you go. Doesn't matter. But here you go. There's the link. If anybody wants to jump on, go ahead and click that. Go ahead and hit the Enter Studio. Guys. It's open panel. I mean, it's the first thing in my thing here. I'm just letting it ride. I was gonna cancel out, and then you jumped on, so I'm like, cool. Maybe that'll inspire other people to jump on as well. Let's go for it. with that being said, one of my first topics was Nobody 2. More than likely, you probably did not see it yet because it's a brand new movie. Not everyone
Probably
sees
not,
movie.
but
Not everybody
the
sees
first
movies
one was
like I
good
did.
though.
So that was my next question: is did you see the first one, and what did you think about it?
Dude, I like the fact that it was basically John Wick if he had a family. Like, and I mean, like, because I don't think
If his
Wick
family was still alive. Yeah.
No, he only had his wife.
Yeah, well, his wife died. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they never had children, as far as we know. Imagine they do that twist. Oh, it turns out he had a secret child or a clone of himself. They do that in the final movie. How crazy that would be.
I mean, they've done stories like that in general before, where it's like secret and like a CIA agent, like Taken. You know, like I'm a retired dude with a certain set of skills. I get thrown into a situation where it's like I'm not gonna sit there and not defend myself. He gets thrown into a situation where he has to defend himself. He happens to defend himself against like some Russian pieces of shit or like oligarchs or whatever, or like people who are for some reason on the metro bus, because why not? You know, like even though they're like we have a ton of money, let's take the bus. It's like, okay, but then that bus scene happens, and that's awesome.
I like movies where the protagonist, like, here's the thing, not all the time you have to have a young protagonist, like in his 20s or 30s or even 40s.
It's a nonchalant, assuming person who is highly skilled, who you wouldn't assume, you know, is like, yeah, the guy looks like he just got off his last shift at fucking Radio Shack or whatever the fuck, you know, whatever time era. And it's like, yeah, that guy just got done selling his last stereo for the day. And then he proceeded to whoop all of our asses. Like,
yeah, and then
we threw him through a window and then walked his ass back in.
As he's about to close the store that he owns, by the way. Like,
yeah,
these bank robbers showed up. Give him the fucking money. And he says, no. What the fuck you said?
Not today. My wife just denied me sex this morning.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood.
My coffee was cold. My car battery was dead. I had to take the bus to fucking work.
Yeah, like, he's giving him warnings like, hey, leave it alone and I won't kill you, right? He's like, no, give us the fucking money or else. And he's like, okay. And he just fucking beats their ass, hand-to-hand combat, throws them around, throws one of them out of the window. I guess I have to clean this shit later.
Well, the other thing that happens in movies like that, what I've noticed, and I think it's actually a good, it's a good detail to movies in general, is most people don't want to kill people, right? So even though you're bank robbers or whatever, your intention is usually not to go in there and kill everybody or to have to kill at all. So when somebody actually dies, it actually fucks with all the bank robbers. Like they're like, what the fuck? Like my homie just died, and now they're scrambling, and they're like, I didn't want to have to pull this trigger, now I have to. And they're not trained for those situations. It's not like you don't get a group of bank robbers that are all trained killers. Dude, or whatever. It's like random dudes who are just on their last dime, you know.
Dude, it'd be cool if they did that with like Willem Dafoe or Bruce Campbell. Like, you have them be like the older statesmen of the bank robber crew that killed people in the past. And they're like, I don't want to do this, but you don't know if you have to do this. You might have to. What if the police or security guard tries to kill you? Or
they kind of did that with the Dark Knight, right? With Joker. So it's like the Joker is like, I'm willing to kill fucking everybody.
Dude, he killed his own crew. He killed his own crew.
He was the only one that left. He planned it out to everybody killed each other, and then he'd be the last one to survive. Like, he planned it all out
that way he can have all the money to himself. But I like that. That was a cool scene, but it was contradictory when he was dealing with the Russian guy. Remember, it's like he burned the money, that pile of money. He's like, what are you doing? I'm just burning my half. That's yours. Which was a lie. He burned the Russian dude's money. He didn't burn his.
Well, yeah, that at that point that's more psychological than it is anything else. It's to fuck with people. It's to put people off their game and make them make rash decisions, and now you get to play off their stupidity.
Yeah, and
which was the smart play for the Joker.
dude, that movie was fucking good. It's a shame that we don't have an extended cut or a director's cut of that. Can you imagine how many scenes of like the Joker and Harvey Dent that was left in the cutting room floor?
Oh, it's probably criminal how many there are.
They could have made a part 2 to The Dark Knight. They could have had 4 movies in that series if they did alternate camera cuts and redubs, because obviously Heath Ledger died. So they would have to get somebody that sounded like Heath doing the Joker voice like this. And
which, if you've been on YouTube, like we probably have, there's literally thousands of motherfuckers who could pull that shit off. Like,
so they could have gotten an impressionist or a voice
how do you
actor
think
or both.
I got these scars or whatever? Like, how do you think I got these scars or whatever? Like, whatever.
So I had a
voice
dad
is.
who was drunk. You see?
Yeah. You see, it's kind of like you see. It's almost a Dick Tracy, like you see. Come on, you see.
Like
it
it's funny.
Almost has that with a little bit with menace behind it.
He based his voice off a comedian. I forgot his name right now.
I do not know. I can't.
There was a comedian that sounded like he was. I don't think he was super famous, but he had a voice like this, and he talked, and he sounded like he smoked a chain of cigarettes.
And then
every so often.
Kind of always does that smacking. Like
Well,
I clear my.
You know
throat
why
a
he
lot.
did the
That's 'cause I
smacking?
smoke, but
You know why he did the smacking? Because it was because the prosthetic lips or face that he had.
Yeah, he
the
probably
glue-
had to wet the lips all the time. Yeah.
Not done. It was to wet it for him to talk such so it didn't fall off. That was not supposed to happen. He did it, and it became his trademark, which was great because it just made.
Yeah, it makes like it makes for an original idea, original performance, and everything. You're kind of glitching out at the moment.
It made him crazy. Like, why the fuck is he smacking his lips every so often while he's talking? It just showed how unhinged he was.
Yeah, it made him look more unhinged, even though he was just doing it to make the scene and like his prosthetics work.
Yeah, because they didn't have time. You know, the shooting schedule. They didn't have time to be fixing the makeup or the prosthetic / glue on the stuff. So they had to improvise, and it was great. That was sometimes
so
stuff like
the
that.
lips like he's just doing that,
like,
and it makes him look crazy. It's like. Which helps
Sometimes.
with it, like it just works. Like it just worked.
That's the thing. Like, look, I like Mark Hamill's Joker, but I like Heath's in the sense that, like, dude, if Joker was real in real life, that's what
Mark
he would
Hamill?
be. The guy who's Luke Skywalker from the Star Wars.
No,
movies.
he did Trickster. He didn't do Joker.
No, he did Joker as a voice.
No,
as
he
a voice.
He did the voice. Yeah, he did the voice. Yeah.
I'm not talking about live action. I'm talking about the voice.
Yeah.
He could have been in live action if it was maybe a TV show, or if the movie was super low budget, like they couldn't get me, like Jack Nicholson or somebody.
That's why he was in the CW as the Trickster. Like they had him do. Did you ever see that episode where he's the Trickster in CW? I believe it was in the Flash.
Wasn't it the original Flash?
No. It was the CW one.
I thought he reprised.
Did he reprise his role? I mean,
early 90s.
With the Jay Garrison one, he might have. He might have.
I think he did, because remember
that,
the Crisis on Infinite Earth scenario? They had cameos from past actors from not just like the older movies, but from the TV shows. So Burt Ward, the OG Robin, I call him the Nightwing before Nightwing, because he was literally in his 20s being Robin, because they couldn't have a child play Robin. So
that might have been him. Like I'm not super familiar with that show, like enough to say that, but at the same time, I believe it. I mean, I can see that being a thing.
Because the thing is, back then, what studio, right, or parent would allow their 12 to 16-year-old son to be doing their own stunts and shit, right? No.
I mean,
age up Robin, and this was the first time they did it. Yeah, they had to make him in his 20s. They had to make him like a university student or 18 years old. Like, he just graduated from college or whatever. They had to do that in order for the the censorship to not go on them and the government to complain about it. So, and then years later, you got Nightwing in the comics. You had an older Robin, and even Chris O'Donnell, he was literally Nightwing too. Before Nightwing, they didn't even call him Nightwing; they just called him Robin in Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
So within the the last month or so, obviously we had Fantastic Four and we had Superman. Did you see both of those?
Yeah, I did.
What did you think about each of those? Like, what did you like one more than the other? What like
I liked I liked Fantastic
that?
Four, but it could have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like for example, gender swapping Silver Surfer because you wanted Johnny Storm to have a romantic relationship with an alien chick.
Well, not just that. It's like have a romantic thing with an alien chick, and then also it's like learning her home language. Like, to be fair, like that's done in a lot of TV shows. Usually more, let's say, I don't know, like regular TV shows or whatever, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna learn some Spanish to get the Spanish chick. I'm gonna learn some Japanese to get the whatever language it is, doesn't matter. It's kind of that same ordeal. But what did you think about the whole idea of both movies had a basically a sequence of somebody had to translate an alien language? Like both movies had that, like back to back. Like I find that kind of odd. I mean, they used to do that with like the main one that always comes to mind is The Prestige, and then the movie The Illusionist, right? So it's like you have two movies that are kind of the same idea, but obviously they come to different conclusions. But it's like the same idea.
Well,
it's like
it's a copycat movie. It's been known in Hollywood, like somebody would leak the script. It's a known practice. Like for example, A Bug's Life.
Oh yeah,
that's infamous. And that's confirmed.
It has some pretty awesome lines in it. Yeah.
No, it's good. And here's the thing: people think that's just a kids' movie. No, it could be watched through an adult lens too. You just have to think like make you seem stupid.
Yeah.
So
okay, hold on. So we got Rafa Balde
Jeffrey
said.
Katzenberg.
One second. We got Rafa Balde saying only watched Superman last night. So you just watched Superman. Okay. Rafa Balde, go ahead in the comments. Go ahead and say what you thought about it, if you liked it or not. Go ahead and bring that up. Or when you do, I will highlight your comment. We also got Ron E saying I liked Fantastic Four. Family thought it was boring. So you liked it, your family didn't, or you thought it was kind of whatever. I think Fantastic Four is like it was such a simple, straight line movie. There's a lot wrong with it, like the timing and stuff like that, if you want to get into semantics about it. But I mean, it's a superhero movie, like, so you can do the whole who cares? Like, who cares? But it's like the amount of time it took for them to get back to Earth, that it took them so many amount of months, but all of a sudden Galactus shows up around, I believe it was Jupiter or Saturn, and all of a sudden it took him like 6 fucking months to get there to there, but he was traveled across this amount of time. Stuff like that doesn't make sense. Whatever, doesn't matter. But the storyline is very straightforward. Hey, we're doing this. The Silver Surfer deemed our planet as consumable, or like consumable by Galactus. Galactus wants our kid, blah, blah, blah. Like, that is all very straightforward. People can digest that pretty easily. Superman, it was, excuse me, hold on.
It's all good, man.
Sorry. Anyway, Superman was like, it's not that it was all over the place, but it dealt with so many different things to where it's like, okay, so Superman is here. He's kind of a threat, but at the same time, most people already view him as a hero. Lex Luthor doesn't like him because it's like, I can't be him. basically he's just doing like a bitch made complex. You have other superheroes that are in there that it works in a certain sense, but overall it's not the movie that it should have been. Like that should have been built out. You could have made those characters work, like those characters work in their own vacuum kind of deal. But as far as that movie works, there's too much going on in that movie to justify what's going on. Also, the whole time, Superman doesn't win any of his own fights. I hate that about that
I
movie.
didn't like that either.
I hate that fact about that movie with Superman. He does not win one fight on his own.
He had to team up with people just to win.
Somebody else is always helping him. His dog is helping him. Like he's doing, like he's not
Hawkgirl,
doing one
Mr.
thing on his own.
Terrific, and Guy Gardner had to help him.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's not one fight in the whole thing that it's like, oh, Superman did Superman things. The only thing that he did that was Superman-esque, but at the same time it still doesn't make sense, is when he's getting choked out, he flies to like space and then he drops down. But he's also taking fucking Bizarro Superman with him. And then that Superman still has the same fucking powers. So it's not like that guy would have anything against it or whatever. It's not like he's that much weaker. Like he's as strong. So none of that shit makes sense.
Also, there's
and then
another
he crashes down.
And another problem is like, how did Lex Luthor get a single strand of DNA from Superman, like blood or hair? He said he got a hair strand. It's like, how the fuck did you get that? Did you use nanotechnology to have them super small to get that hair sample? Because I don't think Superman would allow any of his DNA out there like it's a fucking party favor.
Yeah, exactly. There's not just that, but I remember I think there was a cartoon that's out there to where it like explains how Superman actually shaves, right? So it's like so he uses a mirror, but so he uses the laser eyes on a mirror to hit his own, like he bounces it off and then shaves that way.
Yeah, because he couldn't use a blade. He couldn't use
I was thinking about
blade.
it. So that means he can actually control the level of his heat vision, because even if he were to bounce it off that whatever, like he would just fry the fucking mirror. It's not going to bounce off a mirror just because it's a mirror. It doesn't mirror your freaking laser beam. It's just going to slice it. So,
yeah. Dude, I saw a
so
video.
that doesn't make sense.
It's like the equivalent of like a people, cooking beans or like cooking soup on their stovetop, and they forgot to open the top part, when it has that that free can opener thing, and it just explodes. That would be the equivalent.
Oh,
of that.
you just saw that one?
Yeah,
Angel
I saw a video
that.
of that. I'm like, dude, why are you
probably saw
doing
it, like
that?
Angel posted that one. You might have saw it on his, or maybe whatever. But Angel was like, "This is why I don't mess with these kind of people." It's like, these are the kind of people who vote the same as you do. And he's like, "Oh, I just do that," and then it just exploded. And it was a black dude, and then it exploded, and like all the pigment like literally drained out of his, like it just, whatever got splashed on it, like those. He basically got vitiligo out of like.
Dude, he's lucky that he didn't get blind, man. He's lucky he got his
100%.
pigmentation. That was the worst thing that happened. He's lucky that happened, because at least the skin will grow back, or he can just go to the hospital and they could probably give him skinografts to fix that. But
let me go
dude, he almost got blinded from that explosive.
Absolutely, yeah. That shit would literally fry your eyeball if it
or
landed
kill or
onto your
dead.
eyeball.
He could have died. Even worse.
Easily, yeah.
That thing.
Let's go ahead with some of these comments from Rafa Balde. We got, it was an okay movie, but definitely did not blow me away. I might need to watch it a second time. I've watched it about 3 times because I watched it with a friend of mine. It doesn't get any better. Nestor Pena says, I watched both. Right on. Well, what did you think about them? Let's see here. Rafa Balde says, for real. I heard that before watching it, but I was not expecting him to get his ass kicked in every single fight. Exactly. That's what I was saying. Like, he doesn't win one fight on his own. Superman does not Superman throughout the Superman movie. He doesn't.
Also, the fact that he lets people talk shit about him when he's Clark Kent, even. Like, the first thing that the dude said, hey, what's up, loser? What's up, loser?
That's standard. Like when he's Clark Kent, he's like, take the blows, whatever. Verbal abuse doesn't matter.
Yeah, but he's
When
talking about his
Superman-
parent, dude. He's talking about, oh, look at your hillbilly parents cooking that roadkill. It's like, dude, that's going across the line, dude. You don't.
Yeah, you'd probably still come back a little bit, but it depends. Like how new is he at the office or whatever. Like if
it implies that he's been there for at least a couple years. Because remember, this is like the third year.
who
of
knows
him
about
being
their
Superman.
parents or whatever. Like I mean, I mean, I have a great example of it right now. I just started at a place. Nobody knows a shit about me. Like nobody knows anything about me. But at the same time, I mean, because I got tattoos and stuff, that the main conversation I've had is just like, oh, are those is that so and so? Does that so and so? And people are interested in the tattoos. That's about it. But they don't know anything about my parents or anything like that. So that would make sense that somebody's been there for a minute. Let's go with the next one. We got Nestor Pineos. I gave Superman a 6 and F4 a 7. F4 was a little bit more entertaining. I would say it was more entertaining. The best way I put it was to a friend of mine because I saw it before he did, and somebody I normally see movies with consistently. And I was like, the first about 30 minutes was really good because it like explained, like it gave a good backstory and it gave a lot of like all the need to know and get you caught up. And then there was that lull. I felt it was a lull, in my opinion, which was the second half. But the second half wasn't a second half. It was like this movie was, I mean, movies are split into thirds anyways, but it was like, it was split into like 15% and then like 55% in the middle to where they're like, let's build a thing to transfer Earth. Let's do all this. And then there was like the last 20 minutes, right, of like Galactus and all that fight. But that middle half or that middle 3/4, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. It was so, I thought it was boring as fuck. Like it was like the middle part was the most boring part. And sometimes, usually in a lot of movies, that's not the most boring part. I thought it was just lame because it was like, let's figure this shit out. And they couldn't figure anything out. And all of it was done stupidly. I didn't care for that. Like that.
Also, I don't like that Sue's the leader in this iteration of.
She's kind of the, I mean, I can give you that to a certain extent that she kind of is, but for the most part, I don't feel like anybody's the leader, especially towards the end. Like everybody is just kind of winging it.
No, but
I would say everybody's
I think
just
they did a
winging it.
reshoot. I think that's what happened. They did a reshoot or redubs because remember the promotional stuff and the rumor mills, right? And the people who saw the original test views of the movie, right? They said no, Sue, and even there's a comic, a tie-in comic that even says that she claims she's the leader. So,
Well, yeah, well, she's the leader in the newer comics, yeah, but I think the reason that she's not is because she's pregnant and stuff. So it's like you got to put her behind, but it gives her more motivation, and that's why her powers worked a little bit differently. They did that whole mother strength bullshit towards the end. It's like
yeah. And honestly,
don't get me wrong, it's a real thing. It is a real
Right,
thing to a
right.
certain degree. Your adrenaline spikes, whatever, fine. So in theory, maybe your powers would spike.
I call it mother bear syndrome.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean that it kind of it works. I don't think she was the leader, but also at the same time, I don't think anybody was the leader because Pedro Pascal, he was shit through the whole thing, and like the worst thing about his character, or like the way that they displayed his powers, he was basically Spider-Man. Like he just climbed through buildings very fast. Like that's all his powers
That's
did.
embarrassing when One Piece, from a trailer of, and even season 1 of the live action One Piece, they can use CGI. That's for a TV show.
Better.
Mind you,
Yeah.
it's an HBO or Showtime-esque TV show, right? To be fair. But it's still nonetheless a TV show / streaming service TV show. And they did it better than a fucking movie. That tells you that Disney is not doing well financially, or they're being super cheap. Because
Well, that was the one thing that I even said way before this movie came out, which was the stretch effects. Like stretch effects are always up in the air. They're always, for one, they're usually always terrible. They always look awful on screen. They just do. One Piece was the one thing that finally did it relatively okay. Like, you accepted it and it looked okay. It was fine. And they did that in a TV show. So like Marvel immediately had something to kind of live up to, because you're about to do you're about to do a movie with a character who has basically the same abilities like that. Yep. The other thing that they didn't really jump into, and it would definitely be hard to portray with someone like Pedro Pascal because he's a fucking retard, but the idea of expansion also expands towards his mind. Like, his mind can also expand. That's one of his biggest superpowers. That's why he's the smartest person like out there. His mind can expand. Like, he can perceive things.
He's one of the top guys.
He's one of the
Marvel.
top. Yeah, he's
like with Doctor Doom.
And putting someone like Pedro Pascal out there is already a massive hindrance, because most people think he's fucking retarded. Like he's
look, he didn't defend his co-star, but he wants equality, and it was a woman. You know, like I thought you were for women, Pedro. You mean women with the same views as you?
That guy's he's an idiot, and it just shows in everything. Like, all the stuff that came out beforehand and whatever doesn't help. Like, none of that stuff. Like, he's not good at promoting whatever the fuck he's about to be in, especially apparently if it's about to be a big blockbuster. He's out there sitting there sucking down fucking or like jerking off freaking rainbow dildos.
Yeah, rainbow popsicle stick dildos.
Yeah. It's
like,
it's
and,
like,
and it's like, dude, you're supposed to be for dude. You're doing a superhero movie for kids. And you're doing like, this crazy shit in public.
2 weeks from now, you want to see me doing this? It's like that's the last image somebody's going to see of you before they go to your new thing.
Dude,
why would you
be like Robert Pattinson going to like a nightclub or something, or going to like the red carpet and getting a motorboat from a hot chick with a huge wreck like Sydney Sweeney.
Actually,
like, dude, you're trying to promote a fucking movie, and you're acting like a horn dog.
Being like Sparkle Vampire, just have him come out in blackface and be like, I'm the total opposite. Like,
yeah, I'm just saying,
you'd be like, what the fuck is this?
You're trying to promote something that's for kids or like family. Like, I'm not saying it hits 100% because it's borderline, right? It could be R if with the right editing or the right stuff that's still intact that you don't remove from the cutting room floor. Because, like, remember the scene in Superman where the not Russia or not Israel or not Ukraine or not
whatever
Palestine
country
leader
is fighting it. Yeah, it's like
when Hot Girl drops him, it's like, you're not going to kill me, right? I'm a leader of this country. You're not gonna do that to me.
Oh yeah, she just murked that motherfucker.
And it was so bad they had to cut to like a cup of like a piece of food or a pill dropping into a water because he got impaled. You want to bet that they showed him dying in the original cut, and then somebody told
100%, especially if it's James Gunn. Like, the other thing about that is, okay, so we just had Superman, right? Superman, right. And people are very wishy-washy about it, let's say, and let's just say 60% of the people liked it, 40% didn't. Your next thing that's coming out that supposedly connects to Superman is Peacemaker season 2, right? That's your next thing, which is R-rated as fuck, to the point where they had to release a red band trailer that is just like, I mean, we watched it yesterday on YouTube and Chill with Rockefeller and whatever, and it's just F-bombs left and right. It's like fuck. It's just that's all it is the whole fucking time. And like, it's a way worse trailer than their second trailer they originally dropped. The second trailer actually was pretty intriguing. Like, that actually looked pretty good. Everything flowed fine, but oddly enough, when you do a trailer when you get open season to just drop F-bombs and stuff like that or whatever. It takes away from so much of what's going on because you're focusing on maybe like because those F-bombs might be actually like a joke drop, right? Like it'd be like, oh, that's the punchline to a joke. Well, here's a joke, but you're not hearing the full joke. You're not seeing the full thing. You're just hearing fuck for like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
and nobody minds hearing that in general, but when you hear it when you hear that out of context, you're just like, this sounds stupid as fuck.
Yeah, it does, because it reminds me of the movie My Little Sunshine, the one with Steve Carell, who wasn't the main character. That I saw it on TV years ago, right? And I was pretty young. I probably should not have watched it, but the first time I saw it, I think it was the uncensored version too. So they're like fuck, and the girl who played the daughter, right? She had earmuffs on because they didn't want her to be hearing the curse. When she went to the premiere,
the Sunshine one where they're in a van.
Yeah, My Little Sunshine or Miss Sunshine or whatever the fuck it is.
Little Miss Sunshine. Yeah,
yeah,
like
the one where she's dancing to Super Freak. That one.
Yeah, okay.
And Steve Carell isn't the main character because I think when he shot this movie, he wasn't like well known yet. Other than The Office, he wasn't a lead per se.
Well, he's an Anchorman and stuff, but yeah.
Well, he was the supporting.
He took
character.
like an indie movie. That's like an indie movie or whatever. That was very.
I think his biggest hit at that point was the 40-year-old virgin. But remember, like 40-year-old virgin, that was like a cult sleeper hit.
They also probably didn't know that would have blown up as big as it did. So he was just taking whatever.
I think he shot the Little Miss Sunshine before, during, or afterwards. That's why it's like, wait a minute, why is he a supporting character? He should be the lead of this movie. He should have been the dad. But he's like, no, he probably because they didn't know how big the 40-year-old virgin was going to be. So he's just sort of the supporting guy. And so there's the scene where she has the earmuffs on, and they're like fuck, and this is supposed to be a joke. It's like, dude, it's overkill, man.
Yeah, sometimes that works. Like if you use like profanity in the right way, can be really funny or whatever. I mean, a lot of us, especially, someone like me out here in California, I use it I use it like the word like, right? Like I use the word like a lot, right?
I do that sometimes too.
A lot of people do that in general.
I think it's like a verbal tick in a way, in a sense, like you don't want to say "aw fuck," right? So you have to replace it, because if you're in a public setting, right, you don't want to say "aw fuck" or shit.
It's like for so many years that I've worked in like construction and stuff like that, it's like my natural default word, instead of saying like when I'm talking about something, I'll be like, well, this fucking thing is like it's not working right, and like this isn't great, and then like this fucking thing, bub. And so I'm using like and fuck like all the time. Like that's just how I talk, and it's because
I do that too sometimes.
that's just where I'm at and whatever. And I can see that. I can easily see how that's off-putting to people, but at the same time, I still get my point across.
Yeah, because I think some people, when they do the ums and ahs, right?
Oh, I do that
another
too.
thing
like,
too.
Instead of some people I use a lot, especially if I'm doing live stuff. I'll be like and it's me thinking out loud, or like me processing out loud, but it's also filling space and it's filling time. So for me, doing it live or whatever, it makes sense. When you're doing it in person, it just kind of makes you sound like an idiot. Like,
yeah, but well, here's the thing. I remember I just did it myself.
Exactly.
No, but I remember
once you hear, it's one of those things. It's like, hey, don't think about the pink elephant. And you're like, what pink elephant? What, that fucking pink elephant? God damn that pink elephant! You're just gonna sit there and think about the fucking pink elephant. Like,
there was a pro wrestler. I don't know if you know him, Raven, the guy.
Oh, dude, fear the Raven nevermore. And he
dude.
he did the Razor's Edge.
Awesome.
He did the Razor's Edge as his finisher, which was Ramon's or Razor Ramon's
Well, I think he
finisher.
did briefly, and then he went to the regular DDT that Jake did, and he just called it the even flow DDT, which was just Jake's DDT.
But
he was
but
awesome.
He started off doing it was like the Razor's Edge, but he called it like the Raven. What he called it something, but he basically did the
he did the crucifix power bomb.
Crucifix power bomb. There you go. Yeah,
that's the actual name of the word of the Razor's Edge. It's the actual name is, or the Outsider's Edge when he called it in WCW, but it's the crucifix power bomb.
Yeah, which was a great power bomb.
Up for the power bomb.
One of my favorite finishers was the Dominator, dude. From what was that group called? Shit. I can't even remember. It was the white dude and a black dude, and they came out there. And it was like Domination X or some shit. And
you're talking about the Nation of Domination. You're
Nation
talking about
of Domination. There
you're
you go.
talking about Amen Johnson when he would do that. No, you're talking about Farouk or Ron Simmons. He would do the.
Yeah, there you go.
He
It was
would
Farouk and Bradshaw. It was Farouk and Bradshaw.
The acolytes. The acolytes.
So the Dominator is like you'd put them up on like their back would be on his shoulder, and then he would slam them right onto their face.
It's like a reverse. It's like a reverse scoop slam or a power slam.
Yeah.
He does it with your face. Instead of
Face
dropping
forward,
you on your back, he does it face forward.
Which
it looks brutal, dude.
I thought it was awesome. I love that.
It looks brutal.
I was like. I remember back in the day, me and my friends used to like, obviously play wrestle or whatever, and we'd just come up with our own fucking finishers. And I had one that was like, so like you put somebody into like a rock bottom position, and then instead of doing a rock bottom, what you do is you sweep the back of their leg, and then you do a sweep backwards so they land on their face.
Holy shit, that's fucking cool.
I've never seen anyone do it, and I made it up when I was like fucking like 10 years old, and I was like, I've never seen anyone do it. And it would be like, so instead of a rock
I would
bottom,
do that move, like, because I'm not gonna lie to you, dude.
And then they would drop, and then if they sold it right, they would flip over. So you could do it all in one motion, like flip, boom, and then pin them all in one bounce. You're like whoop, and then you bounce and pin them. And if they sold it,
Dude,
and I was like, dude, I love that, but no one's ever done it.
I was considering training because I have a friend that's a pro wrestler. I don't know. I have to find the right wrestling school because I was considering that. Because again, if you're doing pro wrestling, you're cutting promos, you're doing acting. I thought Roddy Piper and who else, like John Cena and Batista and other people that transition to. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Dude, I literally broke a waterbed back in the day because waterbeds were a thing when I was into wrestling or whatever. And so like early 90s. And like I suplexed a friend of mine onto a waterbed, and that shit burst and it flooded my whole fucking room. Like,
dude, me and my cousins were
like,
play wrestling.
9, 10, 11 years old. Like, yeah, bam,
dude,
let's go.
Me and my cousins were play wrestling, right? This was like probably 20 years ago. And this was my grandma's bed, right? Because my grandma lived with me and my mom back in the day. So me and my cousins were like just three of us. We were doing like wrestling moves and shit. And one of them, I think, did a power bomb or a choke slam or whatever. And it broke the fucking bed. It broke the frame. It broke the fucking mattress. And my mom heard it. And, like, you get one of those fucking super strict moms. I'm like, fuck.
Dude,
He's like, who broke the bed?
My mom was always cool about it. Like, so I had that powerbomb incident or the suplex incident that broke the bed, and then I had a choke slam incident. Well, actually, I had like 3 incidents that I can really remember. There was the suplex one that broke the bed. The other one was I went to choke slam a friend. Like, obviously, we were like it was all play wrestling, like we all probably did back in the day, and I went up and I turned around, like, so I did like a 180, and I fucking, instead of hitting him out of the bed, I threw his ass onto the floor like I knocked his ass out. I was just like,
shit.
it was just like, it was like 6 feet, like I'm at the time, maybe I'm like 9-10 years old. I was already I wasn't tall, but I'm 5 feet extended, whatever. It's like 6-7 feet to the ground. Boom. Hit him on the ground and he passed the fuck out. Like I choke slammed his ass right onto concrete with the most minuscule amount of fucking padding, which would be the most shitty carpet you could imagine. And it was just like, boom, it just slapped down and he's just like, doom, out. And I was like, oh, fuck. The other one I did was, it was like a power bomb, and me and my friend were wrestling, and I didn't know he just had this done, but he had a mole removed, and I didn't know this, but so like I power bombed his ass, and then he fucking hits the bed, and all of a sudden blood starts going out, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And what happened is his stitch broke on his back because he had a mole removed in his back, and so like blood just started going everywhere. And I'm sitting there freaking. I was like, dude, we're on a bed. Like, what the fuck? Like I know it, because he was fine. He got up. He was like, hey man, what's up? And I was like, dude, behind him, there's just blood everywhere. And so so I got in trouble for that when I was a kid, because like his stitch broke, and it was the old school stitch. It was almost like a staple. And I'm like, dude,
yeah, it was not a strong stitch.
Oh no, not at all. But at the same time, it was like literally the day.
Stitch,
it was like
it was
the
weak.
day, like he got the day. It was like the day of he got that, and then he came over and we were like watching wrestling and was like, let's recreate this, like let's go. And I was like one of the stronger kids, so I'm like, okay, I can powerbomb you, let's go, bam. And all of a sudden it's just like blood everywhere in my room. I'm like, what is happening? I'm freaking
Dude, that
out.
would be a cool finish to a wrestling match. You give somebody a power bomb and they're just fucking bleeding out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of their
end the
back.
match
It's like
like that.
how?
You do it where you do a spot where it's on a power bomb on a table or some shit.
And I got to reconnect my headphones. It happens every now and then.
It's all good, man.
All right, I'm back. Back to normal.
You put them through like a table or something that could cut the person's back to sell it, and they just they just bleed and it's over.
Dude, so when I was like I don't know, 11, 12 years old, like I was a little psychopath. So a friend of mine, because I wasn't always the only one giving big moves or whatever, just because I had the strength to do it. Obviously, if you got good friends or whatever, everyone's doing stuff, they're like, I want to try it too. Somebody did it to me, or like did like a suplex, and then like my foot hit like the side of a dresser, and I flipped the fuck out on my friend. And I went like fucking crazy on him, and they're like, dude, you're a psycho. And I was just like, I'm fucking 10 years old. I was like, it's the most amount of pain I've probably ever felt in like 10 years, other than eating shit on a fucking bike or a dirt bike. Like, who gives a shit? But I went crazy on this motherfucker, and it was wild.
Well, I think you thought your foot got broken or something. That's probably why you were.
Yeah, well, until I realized like I'm standing and I'm able to, like, it was just a reaction it was a dumb reaction, but they were like, you can't be around that kid. Oh my God. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I've never had that happen to me. And my first reaction was like, fuck you, you did it. My first reaction was, fuck you, you did it on purpose, kind of deal. But we didn't know distances and stuff like that. That's all it was. When you look back on it, even for a second, you're like, yeah, duh, I'm 5 feet, or like I'm 5 foot, you're 5'4". That shit's fucking less than 5 feet away. Duh, you're gonna hit that shit with your ankle. You're gonna be pissed. It's stupid shit like that you realize, like, oh, I'm just a dumb kid, and you just got to get over it. Which was it was like all of like a half a day fucking bullshit thing. But it's all that stuff, like even just talking about wrestling, whatever, it's like brought back so many of those memories, which are 95% good memories. There's like 5% where shit went wrong, but for the most part, it was fucking awesome. It was like, dude, that was a lot of fun. It was great.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you this. I had a cool memory going to the wrestling shows. I remember this was the only time I saw Rock and Austin live at a house. Like it was a house show. It wasn't a TV. They didn't shoot it, so it sucks. So they might have footage of it because WWE is probably one of the very few companies at the time that would like shoot footage for like documentaries or just to say that they have the match on hand in case something happens. Like, oh, look, Austin got injured at the house show, and that's why he's not here. In reality, he was already hurt. But they wanted to explain it why he got hurt for the
yeah.
fans
A lot of those guys,
home.
like as much as people think that wrestling is fake, like they do sell probably let's say 99% of the shit, right? But that 1% that does actually hit, and the problem is that it hits hard. That 1% hits 100%.
Dude,
you know?
when they
that's the problem with it.
Dude, when you get a power bomb, right? I
You
remember
still
my
gotta
cousin.
like land just right to where your back just like blends.
Yeah,
into the-
and you have
you
to
gotta-
do it on a bed. You can't do it on a hard, even on the grass outside. You can't do a power bomb. You fucking hurt somebody. You have to do it on a soft surface like a couch or a bed, because if you don't, they can get crippled.
There's a comic shop around me that well, they just moved recently, but they'll probably still do the same thing where they shut down like half a street and they do like this massive event where it's like they got like rides and live music stands and all this stuff, whatever. But the other thing that they bring in is a live wrestling ring. They bring in a live wrestling ring that every hour on the hour for about 5 hours, they have a match that goes on. And it's actually super cool to see live that and like, sure, it's a little bit padded and whatever, and it like has a little bit of bounce, but it's like these people are still taking these bumps or like the slaps and stuff. Like they're still getting, like you can see the red marks on their chest and shit. Like they're still getting fucked up to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously it's held back to obviously another
they have
degree
to, because they're gonna have to work the next night.
You gotta sell it, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like it's way more interesting to see live because you're just like, holy crap, like to see it live is way different. Like on TV still is awesome. It's very well done. But dude, to see it live, you're like, holy crap, these motherfuckers are they're getting the shit kicked out of them.
You got to be careful with like when I watched a couple of WWE house shows in the 2010s, they phoned that shit in, dude. Like they didn't even bother doing the work punches like Bret Hart would do to people. They would do a fake punch but stomp to make it sound like I'm like, dude, guys, you
well,
know
they still do
right?
that to where they stomp, but it's like if it's like 2 inches away, there's some people who can sell it to where it's like I saw a video just the other day where John Cena was like, I don't think I've actually ever contacted anybody's face in my whole life. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but that's what they tell you. So when they go to punch, they do that stomp, so it's like bam, bam, and they stomp the ring.
Because Bret Hart would do the punch, right? But he wouldn't do the stomp necessarily other than to make it loud. But you could see he does contact with the punch. Like it's like it's a weak punch.
It's like a
right?
graze. It's like a graze.
Yeah, it's like a slap. It's like a closed slap. That's what he does.
Yeah, you're getting grazed by the knuckles or whatever.
But it could hurt. It could hurt.
It's like a razor burn. It's a razor burn type of deal.
He does it so well, but the person that has to sell it has to look like they got fucking hit with a haymaker really bad. Like that's the trick. And sometimes it looks good.
And people who are really good at it sell it to where you believe the whole thing. Like even if you don't believe it, it's like, okay, the biggest misconception that I've noticed with live wrestling is like, oh, it's all fake. It's like, no, these people are still dropping off of 20 fucking feet or whatever. You know, they're dropping off ladders. They're doing these crazy dives. They're doing that shit's all real. You can't fake that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what kind of padding you got. That shit's real.
And sometimes like for example, the power driver.
And they fuck up. And they fuck up.
Look at Bret Hart, Owen Hart and Steve Austin. Remember when Owen Hart did the tombstone on him and it was like the the reverse tombstone power driver when he sat down on it.
Yeah, it fucked his neck up.
It fucked his neck, dude. He crippled him because of that. The same thing with Dan the B Severn, the UFC fighter, who was also a pro wrestler. He did the same thing. He what's it called? He got spiked, right? And he felt lightning bolts went off, just like Steve Austin did. Like he felt numb temporarily.
Yeah,
it's
gets
bad.
It gets brutal. Like, I mean, that's why a lot of the wrestlers, like, I've been liking a lot of the podcasts from wrestlers, the way that they talk about like who's good at what they do and whatever, and like who's actually strong, who's not, who's whatever. Like, this is somebody I like to work with. That kind of insight is actually super interesting because,
yeah,
obviously we watch it from just camera angles, right? We mainly
camera angles or from the audience perspective when we're at the live events. So yeah,
at best. And nowadays, obviously, you can get like phone coverage and stuff. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Right. But in general, you're seeing it from like a way that you didn't get to see it before. But for the most part, it's still all the same. It's like they still are physically doing this shit. So it's like, yeah, maybe they're not getting punched in the face, but they still have to either sell that punch, they gotta react. I mean, like, even if you have to sit there and just jerk your body randomly for like 5 consecutive hits, can you do that? I mean, that doesn't sound like much, right? But if you're not used to just your body jerking in one direction or not, like, you could easily pull something, especially the older you get. Like, you're just like, oh, instant motion. Like, you don't think about that shit. And especially the older you get, it gets even worse. Like, so it's as I've gotten older, I've actually appreciated a lot of what I used to see a hell of a lot more, because I'm like, dude, I can literally just go to sleep and all of a sudden my back is fucked or my leg is fucked or something just because I slept wrong. These motherfuckers are like pretending to get hit. Even if they're pretending, they're doing it in a way to where it actually fucks your joints up, because they got to sell like a massive, like, I just got hit by a 500-pound motherfucker and all of a sudden I'm jumping against something and now my back is twerked. That shit, it'll do a number on you, man. Try it. Just try it for a second. Like, don't do yoga for a day. Go and try like selling punches for a day. Go sell a punch.
Or take a bump on a ring, because those rings, people think it's like a fucking bed or a fucking like a
no.
It
has a little bit of bounce to it, but at the same time, it's like a glorified, like it's like a, I don't know.
It has
what's the best way to put it?
It has a wooden beam in it.
Yeah, it has a bounce to it, and if you don't hit it right, like, so okay, actually, it's a great example of it. It was something that I personally did, and some people in the chat might even know this guy, which is Paulie Latino Slant. Like, it's a Latino Slant. Like, I know him in person. I went over there, and he trains jiu-jitsu, and he was like, "Hey, man, I'll give you a free lesson whenever." I went over there. And that guy proceeded to basically whoop my ass. Like, I mean, and like, he didn't actually sit there and assault me or anything, but it's like just the simple basics of jiu-jitsu, because I have no training in that other than the one class I took with him, and I proceeded to not be great at it. Like, I'm very not limber, I'm not whatever, and it's like, everything about it was just like, holy shit, it's all awkward, it's all weird or whatever. And he's like, well, this is the basics, like this is like day one. And I proceeded to do the only thing I could do the only thing I could do outside of what everyone else was there, and there was a bunch of like kids there, was like I could do more pull-ups than them. I'm good upper body. As soon as it comes to your hip movement and your knees and shit like that, and because a lot of jiu-jitsu is like in your knees and your hips, I was fucking destroyed. Like, and he proceeded to, he showed me what's up. He's like, yeah, this is what I do. And I was like, holy crap, I'm glad you're my friend. Like, it was real. I was like, holy shit, it was crazy.
Yeah, dude. Like, jujitsu is no joke. It's not a joke.
Yeah,
man.
it was nuts. So let's go ahead and go through some of these here comments, and then you think of an excuse for the broken bed. It was yeah. It's that Batista bomb.
The broken bed thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
basically my cousins we were playing around in the bed, and I think one of them gave a choke slam or power bomb to either me or somebody else, and it broke, and my mom came in yelling and screaming, "What the fuck happened?" Because she heard it downstairs, right?
What I always found funny about like the like doing power bombs and choke slams when you're a kid is you thought it was all about you, right?
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, am I strong enough to literally pick you up by your neck and then like support you with your back and then slam you down? But when you watch wrestling, it's like obviously they jump themselves a little bit.
They have to for safety reasons.
When you're a kid, you don't do that. You just think that
you pick them up and you
you're
drop
just
them.
like motherfucker, and you're just like you just go for it.
It's
you
basically
give
like
it all.
it's like a two-legged choke slam. That's how we did it. We just did it like
you're
that. We just
like,
dropped
you
them.
even throw your hip into it a little bit. You're like bam, and you just fucking knock that motherfucker down. But it was the same with the power bomb. It's like you didn't flip them up. What it's supposed to be is both people are a part of the process. When you're a kid, both people are not a part of that process. You just do it all on your own. You're like, I'm going to do this all on my own. You don't think that it's a two-person process. It's like, yeah, let me tuck and roll, and then let me get picked up and then slam down and then land safely with my arms spread. No, you just go for it. Like you just slam a motherfucker. And then when you can do it, it's even worse because it's like you just beat the shit out of that motherfucker. Like it's not the same at all.
Yeah, so my mom was like, "What the fuck?" Like she didn't say "fuck." Who did that, right? And I was scared of my mom, right? Like because my mom was a hard ass. Like,
dude, my mom was an old school biker chick. Would you call an old lady? You ever seen the show Sons of Anarchy?
Yeah.
Hold on, you're cutting out. I'll give you a second to come back.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah. So you seen the show as Sons of Anarchy?
Yes, I have.
So that show was not only filmed in where I grew up, but my mom was she wasn't exactly a part of the filming, but the people that were associated with that, the group that she was associated with, let's just say that certain biker group that was kind of based off of, I grew up around that lifestyle, like the Mongols, the Devil's Henchmen and stuff like that. Right. That's literally my lifestyle. Like that's where I grew up around. The people who are like, there's straight up a book called Under and Alone, who like my mom's mentioned in it and stuff. And like, I'm a part of it. Well, I'm not a part of it, but my mom is, which I'm kind of a part of it because my mom was still going through it while I was around. But I was around these people who are in this fucking book, which is like, it's either FBI or CIA or some shit like that. It's like probably FBI.
Yeah.
Those people are in the, like she highlighted, like I have a whole book on it. Literally 100%. Like no joke. So that kind of shit, I grew up around it. Not just grew up around it. I was a part of like a massive sting unintentionally. And it's like, I just happened to be around while this shit was going down. And my mom was too, because she was a bartender at one of these bars that happened to have a bunch of Mongols and stuff like that. And that shit, it's all real. It's like most of it, I'm not going to say it's all real because I have no idea what kind of cases are still going on and don't implement me in anything.
Course.
At the same time, that's all fucking real. Like I was like, holy shit. It blew my fucking mind. But yes, that kind of shit, growing up around that, the people that I was around were, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's where I kind of got like the idea with the, like tattoos and whatever. Like I grew up around a bunch of people who were just tattooed to the nines and everything. I was like, that's just awesome. I wanna get a bike and everything, until my mom got fucked up on a bike, and I was like, well, maybe a bike's not a great idea. Let me just get a cool car instead. Like,
yeah, dude, I had a cousin that got into a car, not a car accident, a bike accident. with his wife. And here's the thing about it, right? My cousin, no disrespect to him, right? But he was an asshole. He always had something to prove. He joined a club when he was, I think when he was 40 years old or almost 40 years old. So that tells you how you know what he truly is. Like,
hold on, just to clarify, so people don't think I'm lying. I literally have the book right there. That's why I was pointing out that spot under and alone. If you want to actually possibly learn about some of my past or whatever, a lot of it is actually not necessarily my past, but my mom's past is in this book. And obviously I grew up under her. So there you go. Under and alone. There you go. Ba, 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 ba.
Yep.
Check it out.
Check out the book.
It's a real thing. I'm not. I don't need to lie to kick it, man. I lived it.
Yeah. Yeah. So he joined a club when he was like in his late 30s or 40 years old. I'm like, dude, like why are you joining? Because he just, I don't know. He just kind of come off as a pussy.
A lot of people do.
He is a pussy, and I didn't like. He also told like, and I can say this because I really don't respect the guy and I don't care about him. He is my cousin, but you don't threaten your daughter at a young age doing karate. If you don't beat the other kid's ass, I'm gonna beat your ass. Whatever. You want to call that tough love or whatever, but
that sounds terrible.
Everything
about that sentence was awful.
And this guy eventually, and this was years before he joined a motorcycle club, right? And he's saying this to his daughter, right? And I heard it. I saw it, and I heard him say that right in front of me. I'm like, dude, you don't like that. That rubbed me the wrong way, man. Like, dude, you don't be doing that. So he also let his wife, like, his wife cheated on him, and he still stayed with her because they had 2 children together. I'm like, and then he finally broke up eventually, but it's like, dude, too many years too late, man.
That shit happens, man.
I get it. You have children, but I don't know. And then he joined the club, and then he rode his bike, and they both got into an accident years later. They got into a motorcycle accident. I think he hit a tree, or he was riding in the highway, and he hits.
You're doing that. I mean, if you're hitting a tree, like, more likely you're drunk as shit.
Yeah,
or,
it probably is.
You're
probably.
Or
on something, on some substances that. Because you, dude, if you're riding a motorcycle, how do you, like, you're training to ride that?
So I grew up around that kind of era, or like that kind of I don't know, lifestyle, right? Bikes and whatever.
Right.
My mom was a biker. She's a biker chick, whatever. She rode motorcycles. She fucked her life up because she got in an accident on a motorcycle. She got clipped by a fucking big rig, and, like, really, the best way I can put it is, like, she ruined her life. And it was like, it was a total mishap on both sides or whatever, but it's like she didn't get compensated for it. And I was in the process of wanting to do something like that. Like, and because of that, it took me away from that idea of wanting to get a bike myself. As much as I've always done, like, mountain biking. I've done single track riding. I'm actually pretty fucking good at all that shit. Like I was born and bred for this shit, right? But to watch my mom go through that and have to go to the hospital, go see her, and do all this shit, it literally drove a spike in that idea to where I'm, as much as I want one because it would be super convenient as far as getting around, it's going, like, it would be the death of me by not by incompetence, but because of circumstance. It would just be it would something like, it's not going to be me that's going to be the problem, because I know I'd be fine with one. It has no problem. it'd be a problem because somebody else is gonna take my ass out. And the chance of that in general, like my mom went 60 years, like just shy of 60 years. No. Like she was like 55. So let's say 40 years of riding, give or take. Everything, all green lights, everything's good. Boom. One thing, and it fucked her up to the point where she's on disability for the rest of her life, and she can't work anymore. She can't do any of that. And I'm like, I can't take that chance of I don't know. I can't take that possibility. I just can't. It makes no sense.
No, I get that, man.
As much as I'd like to, and I'm like, I'm a fucking speed demon, man. I'm a motherfucker who jump off the cliff before anybody else just to go test the water. Let's go do it. But I'm not willing to, I don't know, fuck up the next possible 30 to 40 years of my life because I did something stupid. Like,
you're right. You don't. Here's the thing. I don't think it's wrong if you ride a motorcycle once in a while as a hobby thing, because people do that. Whenever they want to, like, oh, I want to go and ride around the state in a chopper. Or like a Japanese sports bike.
There's too much possibility of something going wrong.
No, I get that, and if
as much as I love it, and I'd be totally fine with it, like it's not the jitters or something like that. It's like I'm not scared of that. Like I've seen what happens to someone who I respect, who I love, which is my mom, who I would say is probably one of the best writers that I've ever seen, whatever, who happened to have one minor mishap, and that one minor mishap fucked the rest of their life up to the point where I don't even know. I can't even imagine what the rest of her life is going to be like as far as when hospice and all that shit comes into play, because she's getting older. She's whatever, like all that shit's, nothing's getting better. You're not going to get better. You're on your way out, and you're on your way out in a bad state of being, and I can't justify doing that as much as I'd be like, oh, I'll save on money, I'll save on gas, I'll save on this, I'll save on time. That I don't know. I'll pay an extra fucking $30 a month to not live like that in my 60s,
Yeah, I get that. You don't, because
it's brutal.
Because the thing is, the older you get, the worse that you're not going to be able to heal properly. Like, say somebody gets into like a car accident or a motorcycle accident in their 20s or 30s. If they live long enough, they might have a chance for their body to fully heal. Not fully heal, but enough where they might not have to use a cane all the time to walk. They could.
Well, I said this story not just last night, but I've said it many times. But I had a spike go through my leg. It was about, I don't know, 10 or 12 years ago, give or take, when I was on a job site. I just slipped on something, a jackhammer hit a fucking piece of rebar. It kicked me off of the thing I was standing on. The thing I was standing on, which is the 3-prong things that are about 2 inches wide, went in and out of my leg. And it happened on a Friday. I went to the doctor, got it stitched up, and I was back to work on a fucking Tuesday. If that was to happen to me today, I'd probably be out for like 2 months. Like,
oh yeah, no, you would, because the insurance company and the construction company don't want to get in trouble, so they're like, no, we're not taking that chance.
Yeah, no, it was something stupid, but it was just I was a victim of circumstance, and all they know, it was literally the day I got approved. Like I had my 60-day trial period for the company I was working at. The day of, my boss was like, and this motherfucker, like I was in way better shape. So I was about 190, 200. This motherfucker's 280, like 260, pushing 280. And he's standing on this one thing, and he's like, hey, come and knock this out. Stand on this, take over. And I was like, okay. boom, and just kicks me off. Like the fucking jackhammer just kicked me off. And I was like, oh, fuck, I lost my footing. I flipped it over on my foot. Boom. And it was the same day that I got insurance after I signed it. And so he was like, man, you just kind of fucked me. And I was like, I don't give a shit that I fucked you, man. Like, I'm the one with the spike through my fucking leg. You need to shut the fuck up. I was like, I was about, they said about an inch to maybe 3/4 away from an artery, which in theory is like, that's massive. But at the same time, it's not that big of a, like, it's not that big of a deal. But at the same time, if that would have went the wrong way, it could have fucking killed me. Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
So yeah, I'm like sitting there like, yeah, you're fucking paying for this shit. You told me to stand where you were standing, you fat fuck. And I'm like, you know, I'm easily about 100 pounds, like 80 to 100 pounds lighter than you are, and you were just fine. But it kicked my ass because I hit a piece of steel. Whatever. It was like I was just like, doom, just shot my ass off like 2 feet. And dude, it was just a whole event. And the way I rolled off, the only reason that I even probably survived, I rolled the right way. Once it impaled me, I didn't even know because I was in so much shock. I just rolled out of it, and like everybody around the job site stopped and was looking at me because I was in the bottom of the pool, because there was a pool that we were refinishing or redoing, and we were adding a jacuzzi to. And everybody was just looking at me, and I was just walking, and they were like looking at me like I was a fucking ghost. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I'm good. And they're just like, dude. And they were looking at my leg because there's just like my leg was just pouring blood. Like, it was crazy.
Were you screaming?
No, I was in so much shock. I was just like, I just got up.
Wow.
And I was like, I just got up and I looked around and like, so my boss ended up like, so we wrapped it up, and then he took me to the hospital. And on the way there, like I called my mom. I was just like, hey, I just got in an accident. Like I'm okay, whatever. And then I called my girlfriend. I said the same thing. And then my boss was like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm fine. And like 2 minutes before we got to the actual hospital, all of a sudden I got like violently, it wasn't like violently sick, but I got like, all of a sudden I needed to throw up. It's like the adrenaline rolled off of me, because it happened real quick. And then I got in the car, or I got in the truck. It happened, boom, boom, boom. It was all just doon, 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 doon. It was all snap, 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 snap. And all of a sudden I'm in a car. I'm on the way to the hospital, and then we get there, and like about a minute before we get to the actual hospital, I was like, ooh, and all of a sudden I got real sick. The adrenaline rolled off of me. I've never had that happen before. And I was just like, oh shit. And I was like, I needed to throw up. And so I threw up, and then they stitched me up, and I was all good. And then I took out my own stitch, whatever. But it was a crazy experience. And this was, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. But still, it's like, holy shit. It was an experience, to say the least, right? Like,
yeah, not a lot of people could say they went through that and survived it. So yeah.
Well, I was lucky. It curved in the fatty direction on your leg, you know, like the bottom of your leg. So I was like, instead of going up, like fully up, it was like a curve. It was like a piercing, but it was like a 2-inch fucking piercing. So it was like do. And it came in and out. So I have 2 holes in my fucking leg. Like they're sealed up now because it's been a while. But I remember taking the fucking stitches out, and my girlfriend at the time was just sitting there like gagging, as I'm just like, oh, here's another one. Like just taking like a, I don't know, maybe like a porcupine splinter out of you or something. And my girlfriend's sitting there watching me do it, and I'm just like, man. She's sitting there like, I'm sitting there just laughing. Fun times.
Wow, that is amazing. That's like something.
Like I said, it was about 12 years ago, so it's like, I mean, it's still, I don't want to say it's fresh, but at the same time, that's the biggest thing that's happened on a job site. Like I've had minor little stupid things, but that is one that literally happened to me that I had to deal with immediately, and then also have to,
I don't know, do a bunch of paperwork on. Everything else has been minor, has been stupid. But that was pretty gnarly. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how I would handle that situation. I don't know if I would be screaming in pain or I would be like you, having so much adrenaline until eventually I'm like, oh God, I gotta fucking hurl. I gotta go and throw up now.
Well, like I said, it was like when I fell down. Luckily, the way that I rolled, like my initial instinct was to roll off of it. Luckily, the way that I rolled out was the direction that it was actually curved in. So I rolled out of the curve. I have no intention of doing that. I just happened to do that in general. I was just like, boom, I hit the ground. Like I hit the fucking bottom of the pool and I rolled in the right direction to where it was curved. And it was like, so it slid right back out. And then I was like, fuck, like I need to, I don't know what to do. Like I need to tourniquet this bitch. And then we need to get to the hospital, something like blah, 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 you know? And like, then like everybody around the job site was just looking down because I was in the bottom of the pool because we were whatever. And they were just like, I think everybody was just surprised. There's like, how are you walking? Because I stood up and I was walking around like, motherfucker, I need help. Like, like I was just so like pumped, like, no, come on, I need to fix this now. I'm like, let's get back to work. And I was just, I was delusional as shit. But no, it worked out. I'm fine. Obviously, I'm still here, but it probably wasn't the right thing to do. Like,
hey man, you have a heart of a warrior / a pro wrestler in you, because that's why like you just said, fuck it, I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing. And everybody's looking at you like, dude, you need to go to a hospital, dude. You lost a lot of blood there.
Well, I was wearing like long like Dickies pants or whatever. So it went in the pants, out the pants, and like everybody could see, and they were black pants. And so even with the black pants, they could see the blood like coming out of my leg. So it was like a fountain like going down my shoes. And they were just like, dude, like they were just looking at me like I was a walking dead man. And I was like, guys, like I need to go to the hospital. Get the bus. Like, what the fuck? And they're and so it was an interesting experience, but
luckily you were wearing long pants and not shorts, dude. It could have been worse wearing shorts. That's why like you wonder why like construction workers or like landscapers or whatever, they always wear long long pants or long shirts at the job site.
Well, that's true to a certain extent. I had one bad experience when I was wearing shorts instead of pants, and it was because of this. Like, so if you're a construction worker at all and you know what Red Wing shoes are very expensive. They're very nice. They're fucking awesome. But depending on the kind of construction you're doing or whatever you're doing, a lot of people actually do wear shorts because it's cooler on you, whatever. So I was doing a day where I was doing, let's say it was about 25 to 30 barrels of concrete. Every barrel of concrete is about, I don't know, 250 some odd pounds, give or take, when it's slushing around. And we're doing about, it would be about a 200-foot run there and back. So 200 feet there, 200 feet back, 400-foot rotation. And one of them, and I didn't know it was actually going to be concrete day. And usually when I do know it's concrete day, I would normally wear pants, of course. I didn't know that. And it was like, oh, they want this done today. And all of a sudden I'm sitting there in shorts. And so I hit like a bad little jagged edge or something. And so the concrete went forward and then it went backwards and it fell right into my boots. And I had these boots for like 4.5, maybe 5 years. Like they were so good. Like they were the best fucking boots. But that concrete went into him and I couldn't wash it out fast enough. There was nothing to do. and it fucked those boots up. And so I was like, those are the best boots, and they were only like $150, and they last me like almost 5 fucking years. You just had to replace the soles every like 2 years, and so that sucked.
Yeah, that's terrible, man, because boots like that, they're irreplaceable.
Yeah, so I mean, like, you end up in a place where you're either very, very, very. Actually, you know what? I got a clip for this.
I think we're dealing with a very, very, very smart person or a very, very, very stupid person.
And so we are very, very, very much in danger or very, very, very much safe.
So I was either very safe or very in danger, because of my boots. Yeah. Oh man. Anyways, so we're at the over 3 hour mark. Hey, King Style, dude, what do you got coming up? I'm gonna be ending it here because I need to go grab some food. I got to get ready for tomorrow. I got like a couple days of training. I'm gonna be out and about, but I appreciate you jumping on in general. But go ahead and shout out to the people. Do you have anything going on? Are you going to be starting something, or what's up?
I might be doing a podcast with a friend pretty soon. It all
Right
depends
on.
on him, so I can't say 100%. Yeah.
Why not start on your own and then just add him on when he comes on?
Yeah, I could do that too. Could probably
Do it to it.
All right.
Do it to it, man. So yeah, King Style, obviously. Do you have a link that we can drop for you, or are you just leaving kind of ambiguous at the moment?
I kind of have to leave it ambiguous because this dude, depending on his schedule, his work schedule, I don't want to like dupe people.
Right on. Well, eventually we will have King Style as well doing his own streams. He'll be doing whatever kind of content he wants to be getting into, and then obviously keep coming by for my streams, Syfaxx streams. It's awesome, I swear. And hey, to you guys, the chat, you're welcome, right? You understand that, chat? You understand that? Look, King Style came up, like he showed up like one time and was like, hey, can I jump on? And I was like, yes. And you know what? Now he's here. Check it out. It's that easy. It's so easy. It's so easy to jump on. Just have a mic. Look, you don't even have to see his face. He just has an avatar. You don't even have an avatar. You just be like whatever your initials are. It'll just show up. There you go. And now you're here. Don't be afraid to jump on, especially if you want to start a stream. It's a good way to do so many things. Get your name out there in general, and just, I don't know, let's build up so many more people. I think that's an awesome thing going on. That's how I got started. That's how maybe I'm the start to King Style getting out there. That's how Rockefeller came around. Rockefeller has more than I do, but at the same time, you know what? He still comes on my streams. Hey, thank him for that. Hell yeah. But regardless, thanks for stopping by, and we will be catching you on the next one. I might drop a video before I go out for the weekend. I'm not sure though, because God, I got a lot to do. But once I'm actually settled in, I'll have a set schedule, set everything, whatever. And yes, with that being said, I'm out. Thank you guys for checking out Sycast on Saturday. Hail to King Style, and peace out. Here's a song on my way out. See you later. Bye.
Laters.
Whiskey lead a wandering soul to heaven's watering hole. I'll drink to forget a memory, but hell's got one Stop.